Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing on this great Monday? I hope everybody is literally coming alive. It's alive! How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? All right, we're about to go ahead and bring the guest, the main man, Mr. Kari on. Go ahead and give him a dial. I still need to change this thing wallpaper to the new one. Yo, 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 what's up, man? Oh,
Hey bro, how's it going?
going all right. How about yourself?
Oh man, it's been one of those days, man. Like I said, I woke up and disaster struck. There's no running water anywhere. Like the whole south
Oh,
of the town's gone. Like pipe burst in the heat because the UK we got really, really terrible infrastructure for our water systems,
yeah.
and like the pipe burst somewhere. So the whole south and southwest side of town, we've got no running water at all. We can't even flush the
Jesus.
toilet.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah,
Damn,
well,
man. I hope they fix that shit fast, bro, cause that's crazy.
yeah, well, they're working on it. But yeah, I was just like, oh damn, this had to happen today. So I just had to get gloves on, run up to the store, and get a whole bunch of cold water because it could take. They're gonna be working on it into the night, but like it could go on. We could be here for like 2 or 3 days without running water, which means I'm gonna have to go all the way up to my brother's house on the north side of town for a crap if I need to go for a crap. So,
Yeah, might have to plan a trip and just stay up there, man, until they fix the
oh
water,
yeah.
bro. Cause yeah, damn, dude. Like, well, I hope they get that crap fixed fast, but you know how when the city and the government has to step in, they take their sweet ass time. Meanwhile, everybody is suffering. So
But yeah, dude, you know what? Over here, it's real bad. Like you get like government construction workers, they're supposed to be doing something. Half the time, they're just standing around drinking tea and talking. Literally, that's
hmm
what it is over here. It's ridiculous.
Oh, bro, you should see the construction that be going on in our neck of the woods, and I can't tell you how many times it's taken forever for these mofo's to build, like to fix a road, fix a sidewalk, build a bridge, do whatever they need to do, lay barriers or whatever, whatever, whatever. And you drive past their
Oh
asses,
yeah,
and they
man.
just chilling, they eating McDonald's, they napping, and you know, you've been working your job long enough when you can just straight sleep on concrete. You're not even going in the grass. You just straight sleeping on concrete. It's like,
Oh yeah.
hey, hey, look. You assholes been causing traffic for God knows how long. I'm gonna need y'all to step this shit up. But damn, man, I hope it gets better. And what up, Dildo Shenanigans? What's up, homie? What's up? What's up?
Oh,
What's
there
up?
he is in the chat.
Yeah, we got the UK's Florida man.
No, dude, he literally is. Like he texts me because that's how I knew about the water before I even tried to run any water this morning. And he was just
Yeah.
like, "Dude, the water's out." I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, the water's out. You gotta get up to Morrison's real quick, or go to Aldi or something. Just get loads of bottled water quick, because we don't know how long it's
hmm
gonna be." Like I've already
Especially,
beaten off 3 old ladies.
I'm saying, especially when people start panic buying, like you got to beat it, like you say, you got to beat up three old ladies, you got to beat up people for the toilet paper, the water, whatever you got
Oh
to
yeah.
get.
Do you remember COVID? How bad it was during the COVID?
Dude, like when it first
Toilet
took
paper
off,
hoarding.
bro, when it first took off, me and my mom was not worried about food at all because the dumbest stuff that people snatched up first was the toilet paper and paper towels. That was the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
So me and my mama came through and swooped all the food that we can get. My refrigerator, we had like three refrigerators because at the time I was living with my mom. I had my own refrigerator, to separate my food versus your food, your snacks
Oh
versus
yeah.
my snacks, so we wouldn't get it confused. Your liquor versus my liquor. And so we had my original mini fridge when I first had bought the mini fridge, but I ended up giving that one to her because I bought like a bigger, still like one of them college small refrigerators. I had bought one of
Oh
them,
yeah.
and so we had three. We packed up the mini one, of course. We packed up her refrigerator, and we packed up mine. We was good, and then we still went and bought toilet paper and stuff like that. But me and my mom, we really don't use much. We use things sparingly, so all that stuff lasted us for a long time. We rarely had to worry about anything when the whole COVID situation popped off.
Yeah, man. I was lucky. I mean, I
Mm,
saw literal fist fights. Me and Shaggins, we would go to the supermarket and there were people literally pummeling each other into the floor over toilet paper. And it's
mm-hmm.
just like, what are you worried about? It's a cold, it's not like a diarrhea epidemic, we're not, we're not.
Brother. Okay, look, I want you to imagine the most retarded person in your head right now. I'm gonna give you a few seconds. Just come up with somebody who's just absolutely the most retarded person that you can think of, and let me know when you got that person in your head.
All right, yeah, I got it.
Okay, so you got that person in your head who is the most retarded person in the world. Just know people in actuality in real life are more retarded than that person.
It's insane, man. It really is. It's insane.
Thanos said it
No, I
better
was.
himself, and I'm not going to repeat you, Sabi, on that. Thanos said it himself. Reality is often disappointing. So, in your imagination, you can imagine the most retarded mother mofo on the goddamn planet, only to realize people in real life is more retarded than that. I don't mind at you. Oh no! Let me see. Let me see. It did get out of. It said gibberish. Oh my God. It still popped up on my Streamlabs chat though. That's how I knew you was talking about. But damn, I don't mind that you goddamn. And my automatic should be working like that. Like I don't know why it's. I don't know why. Some people has been catching strays with my automatic. I got it set to low, but I guess I got to turn it off for more. But yeah, dude. People are fist fight. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some people that do be doing too much. They be buying like all the stuff. It's like, come on, bro, look out for your fellow person, man. You know, you only need one, or you need two, because people do be having big families now. Some people be having 3 or 4 kids. So I get it. Take them taking like two, but three, four, filling up a whole shopping cart. Then you got another shopping cart behind you, bruh. Come on. So yeah, I can see why people be fist fighting on that circumstances, but
Yeah, the
when it
thing I
comes to
think I missed the most about the COVID thing, especially the early days, was all of the really inventive masks people were wearing and creating to try and avoid getting it. You'd see them in the supermarkets. There was a guy in the UK. I can't remember what town it was,
yeah.
but it was all over like UK social media. He showed up in like a full-on hazmat suit with a gas mask and everything, looking like something out the back rooms. Uh, there was people like wearing milk cartons over their
I
mouths and their
seen that.
noses and all kinds of crazy shit. Like there was a guy with a fish bowl big enough to fit over his head at one point too. It was insane. I always thought it was funny, to be honest.
Dude, I literally walked around in the Ghost of Tsushima mask because I had bought one off of Amazon. And I just put like literally a white paper towel in front of my lips, and that way, because you can still see my lips through the mask. Only thing I did was put a white paper towel above that, and I walked around with that. And of course, people gave me crazy looks. Like, what the hell type of mess this dude got on? But guess what? The 6 foot rule of pine with that mask on it gave me another like 4 feet. Like,
Well, it was the Ghost of Tsushima mask, so you got all the buffs. You got all of the game buffs
mm-hmm.
too. Maxed
Yeah.
out game buffs against the virus and anyone that tried to prevent you from getting supplies.
I'm saying, but bro, that was literally the only thing I did to avoid COVID was to just mask up and well, not mask up, just I did the 6 foot rule. I got in, I got out, I kept hand sanitizer on me, and I didn't catch COVID until the Omicron virus came out, and I would get the one that sounds
Oh
like a
yeah.
damn transformer, the Omicron.
Yeah, dude, I avoided I didn't get it until like I think it was 2022. 20 yeah, it was
hmm
2022. And I got it like just over that sort of Christmas period and because of where I was working at the time.
Yeah.
And I had like a headache and a runny nose for 2 days. And then,
hmm
when you're about to sneeze, you're right on the cusp of sneezing and it's really, really intense. I just had that feeling constantly in my nose for 2 weeks and I couldn't
Ooh.
taste anything. That was the rest of it, like the whole 2 weeks after. I was like, really? Is that it? Is this all
You
this is?
you got off on
Like,
a good note.
Like people were panicking over this, really?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was yeah, it was weird. And I got 2 weeks off work, so I just sat indoors and watched Netflix and ate tons of cherry pie I couldn't taste. I was sad about that, but still,
Man.
I got to eat lots of cherry pie. So
Hey, that's a W and a loss at the same time. You can eat all the pie you want, you just can't taste it. So, oh, that's
yeah, yeah,
me.
that's the only downside.
With me, when I called it, I had called it twice. Um,
Oh man.
your cousin said Omicron sounds like Transformers. Yep, yep. I see. I'm glad I'm not the only one. So what happened to me, like you, the first 2 days, I just felt you know how when you feel a cold coming on, you just feel the
Oh
signs.
yeah.
I'm like, and I just felt drained. Like Monday, I was all right. I was just feeling a little drained. Tuesday, I just felt mad drained. I'm like, oh crap, I'm catching a cold. I'm catching a cold. Wednesday, I was feeling it. I was like, hey, I went to my boss. I was like, hey, yo, boss, I'm gonna have to take tomorrow off. I'm gonna go ahead and just put in some PPTO and stuff. And he was like, wait, what's going on? I said, bro, I think I got COVID. He was like, oh shoot. So next day, I'm glad I did because brother, when I tell you I got hit like Miley Cyrus on a wrecking ball pushed by a freight train, my whole body had hurt. I was like bad. My dad didn't get it. He did not follow any COVID rules. He was just inside someone else's house, and all of them had COVID. I didn't get it when my mom had COVID, which is funny. I caught COVID. I don't know where I caught it. I caught it maybe out and about because I was doing. I did not follow no rule. The only rule I fought was 6 foot rule. That was the only rule, and I was talking major shit about it too. The government forgot to tell me I can leave quarantine, so technically I'm breaking COVID regulations now for a few years. Keep breaking them rules, Yunuka. Keep breaking them. Fuck the government. Uh, Hi, China. But yeah, so
China.
China. But dude,
China.
like my apartment, like my bathroom, and this is the first time I caught it. My bathroom was actually separate from my bedroom. The second time I caught COVID, it was better because my bathroom was connected to my bedroom. There was 2 doors. Dude, it felt like walking a mile to get from my bedroom
Oh
to the
damn.
bathroom. And dude, like everything hurt. And then when I realized, it's like, oh crap, let me try to rest in the living room because that's the only spot with the TV.
Mm.
Like you, I couldn't taste nothing. Food tastes horrible. The only thing that tasted like something was water. And it was only that one day that I was really not like couldn't do nothing. After that day, I can walk again. Everything was good. My body still ached. I still felt drained, but that was pretty much it. It was only one day that I was really hit hard with COVID. Even with the second time, it hit me one day, and then the rest of the week, I'm good. I just can't taste nothing.
Yeah, it was a weird thing, man. It really was. It was really bizarre. And like where I was living at the time,
Mm-hmm.
luckily I had a supermarket just across the road from me. So I would get my my dad or one of my friends to go to the supermarket for me and just buy me tons of cherry pie and then just leave them outside my apartment door for me. They'd knock on the door and run away like gremlins. They were just like, "Is this all you're gonna eat throughout this whole time?" I'm just like, "Yeah, just give me coffee, water,
And
and cherry
cherry
pie.
pie.
That's all I'm gonna eat, right? That's all
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna eat." And they're like, That's really unhealthy." I'm just like, I'm already unhealthy right now. I got COVID. Leave me alone."
Let me suffer it the way I want to suffer. Damn it.
Exactly.
Nah,
Like
I just.
cherry pie is like you know how a lot of women they eat ice cream when they're on their period and stuff like that. Well,
Yeah.
cherry pie is like that for me. Okay, that's the cherry pie is my ice cream in that regard. If I'm ill, let's like just give me
Mm-hmm.
cherry pie.
Give it cherry
Cherry
pie.
pie.
I really don't have like a dessert or some type of coping food when I'm. I just get whatever that like I well. They're my beer, but I don't really like have any type of like dessert or comfort food. In the say like it's whatever I'm feeling at the time. It could be pizza, it could be like a pie or something like that. It could be a burger, or it could just be like man, F it. But the second time I did catch COVID, I did go to have you ever had pho?
No.
Oh, okay. So you know ramen, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So pho is like the Vietnamese version of ramen, but it's the broth is completely totally different. Everything is different, but this is how I kind of explain it, and it's real herbal. and you got your noodles and stuff like that, but it's a different, strand of noodles. You got your meat, and it just tastes real herbal and real good. Like if you ever find a pho shop, I swear to God, try it. You will love it, especially if you had ramen. I remember dropping off 15 family size cherry pies at your apartment during that time. Pho is
Oh,
probably a good pick
yeah.
if you're ill. Yeah, yeah. Like it's better than chicken noodle soup, like because it's actually because especially if you get it from Campbell's. It's super earthy, and that's what like helped me deal with the second time because I still felt that pain, but it wasn't as bad as the first time because I immediately caught it. I felt it coming on. I was like, let me go give me some pho. Let me go give me some pho. All right, I already know what's going on. Let me go give me some pho. Especially if you get like a loaf of bread too, and you press the bread into the broth. Oh God,
Mm.
it is delicious. So yeah, if you ever get a chance to try pho, it's PHO. That's what pho is. I'm telling you, try it, dude. You're gonna love it. 10 out of 10, the best experience. It's only good in America, second to none. Not even the Vietnamese can do it better than America.
I'm gonna look it up because like there's no Japanese restaurants in
Mm-hmm.
my area for some reason. The nearest one's like a whole half county away. So I'm just like, I don't know if there's gonna be, pardon me, if there's gonna be any Vietnamese restaurants anywhere. But like we got Chinese restaurants and Thai restaurants all over the place. We can't get rid of
Mm-hmm.
them, you know.
Yeah.
But Japanese restaurant, we can't find a good one of those. You got to go like 20 miles away to get one of those.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Yeah, they're popping up like hotcakes everywhere, in my neck of the woods. But if you do want to go to spots that really give you like the best experience, you do have to go to like the little Asian town, Chinatown, or Korean town, or Vietnamese town. Like they sometimes they try to merge everything together to get that one experience because they don't feel like walking around, especially when one store literally like has a they can share a like one store like literally has most of the recipes, so they'll just send like the Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, all that stuff to one Korean to one location essentially, and they just separate it off. So they try to do it in some areas, like nope, this is Chinese area, and then nope, this is the Korean area, nope, this is the Japanese area. So we kind of have those different things in the Dallas Fort Worth area. Lucian Wolf, even if I ill, I'm still gonna see making your own chicken noodle soup is the best. I'm talking about when, like, if you go get like the canned stuff. And Saibi, I went to one a few months ago and got free food because the person we sat with at the table where the cook was friends. Oh, with the owner, nice W. That's a W right there. That's a W. Oh wait, why am I going dark? Why is my Fuki doing that? I'll fix it later. But but yeah, dude, if you can try it, we got so much sushi. Oh my god, like a sushi. See, I want to go to that sushi bar that we have, but it is so priced up right now. I remember when I first went to that sushi bar, I had like I got like a crap load of sushi, and it was like under like $20. I got a crap loaded. Yeah, they ain't cheap now. Like when I first got it, man, it was a crap load. I went there again, like 2 years ago. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Damn near paid $60. Ooh, shit. So my man Carion, let me because we did just started yapping. Who are you, and what do you do? Oh, you there? Oh, oh, okay. He's having tech issues. Okay, so Chad, we can go ahead and just I can go ahead and just read you. In Israel, when someone is sick, just eat soup without noodles. Maybe I cannot crock. It's the bread thing. It's the bread. It's the bread. I know what you're trying to say, but I can't pronounce it word for goddamn right now. We lost the Brit. Yeah, he's having tech issues. He'll be back. He'll be back. Croutons, yes. But I think it's not crouton. Is he spelled it different. Uh, your Yap and Chill background is doing is going in sense. Yep. Like I like it. I like it. But I did change it. I did make a new one. Let me bring up my display. I need to go ahead and get it going. Let me. Here we go. Where is it? The new one. Did I put the new one? 7-Eleven. Okay, no, that's not the new one. Let me I thought I had put the new one. I think I sent it to Sin. Let me see. No, I didn't. Who did I send it to? I know I sent it to somebody. Oh, no. I put it on Canva. You may not want the new one or when I show you the one I did. Oh, okay, bet. Let me show you guys the other one. But the Cybi is cooking, so I'm gonna see what he got. It was it this one? No, it was more like this. I thought I did that. Because it has this in the background and it has more of the couch because I want to the couch to be up more, that way I can put my model and everybody else actually on the couch, that way we look like we're actually talking. So that's why I want to zoom in and that I'll be sending to you tonight. I can always do more. Oh, thank you brother, thank you. Now anytime you want to test things out with me, let me know. I got you. All right, so until we can go ahead and do some reacts until Kyrion come back and maybe he can jump back in. So let's go ahead and because I think let me see what I seen on this on YouTube. It was something I think interesting. Oh, you could definitely talk about this. We could definitely talk about this. And this is not really Dodge, it's mainly Stellantis now. But of course, Dodge and Stellantis fucked up with the Dodge because they decided to go all EV at first and say, yeah, we're gonna kill all the engine cars. We're gonna go mainly EV, and then we're gonna upcharge the fuck out of it. So nobody liked it. Some people was only cool with the idea of an EV version of the Charger and the Challenger. And then when the car came out, of course the car was sexy as hell. Love the front, love the back, love the scoop and all that. And then we heard the sounds that it made, and it was like, what? What's that? And then to find out, not only did it sounded horrendous, it came from a speaker. So of course that didn't go well. And find out that yeah, we're gonna kill all the engines, and we're just gonna give you this. So this is the one with the actual engine. This is the 6-pack. So I don't know what all he's gonna say when it comes to both the EV and the 6-pack, and we don't know if they're gonna drop a V8 in it or whatnot. But let's see what's going on with how Stellantis fucked up the car that pretty much everybody wanted to get.
Oh yeah, what it do, Werewolf Pack, what it do. We just leaving a lot, man. It started raining out here. I was trying to bring y'all a couple of videos, but the rain kicked in. But that don't mean we can't have a little bit of
Oh, that's the RT, so that might be the V8. Oh, okay.
car talk, you know.
Oh, and the 2-door. So this might be the Charger then, because now you can't tell which one's the Challenger and which one's the Charger.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I just want to know, do y'all ever think we're going to get back to the good old days with Mopars when everybody could afford one? Or we doomed? Because I just came off this lot, man. I saw 3 RT Chargers with the inline 6s. These are the
Okay, so it's the 6-pack. It's not the V8
standard.
So wait, so why are they calling it the RT if it's a V6?
standard ones, y'all. I saw 3 of these bad boys, and they always in the 50s, man. All RTs, pretty much base model cars, and they always in the 50s. And I know what they doing it. You know, these cars.
And back then, a base model RT started off in the 30s. Now you get a base model at $50,000. That is fucking insane.
To be more affordable. But I remember back when those last cars came out, the last car.
And it looks good on the inside. It looks good, but not $50,000 good.
Hemi cars, and they was charging $58,000 for those cars just because they was last cars and people was running to buy those cars. And now when they come out with this new inline 6, I ain't gonna call it super new, but when they come out with this car, you notice they charging $50,000 off the gate. I have yet to see a $40,000 inline 6 charger yet. I ain't seen not one of them. The lowest I've seen is probably like $53,000. Maybe they'll knock some money off of that. You go in there and get some money knocked it out of that to get it to $40,000. But I don't see how an RT is costing so much. I thought an RT was supposed to run you like $40,000, $38,000, $35,000. Why are you charging so much money for a car that's not even, and the car ain't even selling? So you would think
51.9. God damn. So basically $52,000. Let's see, green machine, exterior point, black interior, leatherette, cloud performance seats, whatever. Twin turbo. Why are we putting turbos on cars when we could just straight put a V8 in it? That's the thing that's pissing me off with it. What manufacturers want to do instead of just making a V8 at $60K after all that other stuff. Yup. Instead of just dropping a smooth, sexy ass, naturally aspirated V8 in that thing, you want to put 2 turbos on it that's just going to make it fucking more expensive. And then you getting 2 more extra stuff that can break. Because what happens when one of those turbos break? An active transfer case with the front axle disconnect, 3.5 rear axle ratio, 230 millimeter rear axle, mechanical limited slip differential, so that's cool. Sports brakes, basically Brembo. Touring suspension, underbody aerodynamic panels. You can remove those panels, you don't need them. One touch drive mode experience. Okay, push button start. Every car has push button start. So what do you mean? Why even offer that? Security adaptive cruise control. Stop and go. Nobody likes stop and go, but adaptive cruise control. That's cool. Active driving assistant. 17.5 gallon fuel tank. Let's see. Active line management system. Full speed forwarded collision monitoring. Okay.
The prices just because the car not selling anyway. It's not selling. Nobody wants the car. It looks like it's an unfinished car. It looks like a prototype. I've been saying that for years.
I'm trying to see if they still have, because I know they're taking out an Apple Car. So y'all want to take out Apple CarPlay, but y'all still keeping Sirius XM in the vehicles when literally nobody uses Sirius XM. Only if you're using Sirius XM, you're retarded. I'm sorry. You're paying for radio, which you can get for free, or if you could just use Spotify, Pandora. Do people even use Pandora anymore? I don't know, but if you paying for Sirius XM, you're retarded. So they're getting rid of Apple CarPlay. You tag me an X because I know how much you love Ninja Fatigue. Oh boy, here we go. Let me see. Damn, fucking, oh Lord, yeah, I seen that shit. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah, we'll pull this up. We'll pull this up. Let me switch to my alt account. And we'll pull this up. Oh God. Let me type it in.
Sorry about that, man.
It's all good. Welcome back. Welcome back.
My laptop just decided to crash. Black screen. You went robotic, and then I was like, "Oh, okay." screen wouldn't come back on. So I'm like, okay, got to turn it off, and all my tabs are gone. I can't. I was
Ooh.
like, no, I had topics, everything. No.
You just got
So
the black screen of death. Did your tabs come back or nah?
no. I pretty much remember what was there because I
Mm-hmm.
had some stuff up on my YouTube history. So I'll just kind of quietly work away and get those back up. So because I just got to
Uh oh, you're breaking up again.
go through my history
Oh.
and put them up on new tab. Am I? Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
How's that?
You now you're better, but I'm gonna keep your chat box open just in case you start breaking up.
Okay, that should be okay. I don't know why it's doing this all of a sudden. It's never normally this bad, so I'm not
Mm.
sure what's going on. Please, laptop, don't do this to me, baby. Please don't do this.
It waits till you get on the show to finally start. Be like, yeah, you know what? I think it's time for me to take a break. It's all
Yeah,
good. You know, the scuff
it's
comes for
time for
all of
me to
us.
reboot.
Mm-hmm. But right now we was going over how expensive cars are becoming, especially with Stellantis, with Dodge, and what are they doing with the Charger RT and stuff like that. They're charging, and this looks like for a base RT, which is at one point you just got the engine and Dodge, they really wasn't stingy with the looks of their vehicle, not like Chevy. Chevy let you know you can't afford it. Like Chevy will let you know, like you got the base model. Ford tries to hide it a little bit. They'll give you some less nicer rims and they'll give you less nicer stuff. But this Ford try to hide it more ways than Chevy. Chevy just let you know, yeah, you broke. You can't get it. You can't get that 1SS. You can't get that 2 LTE. Um, and Dodge, they used to hide it a lot better too. And then they started coming out with the GT series, which you don't get the engine, but you get the look. The scuff strikes again. Yep, the scuff strikes again. You know, like I do, but I listen to more than just radio stations because my dumb car doesn't have Android or Auto or phone. Okay, if that's the
It's just
case, then yeah, Sirius XM comes in. But if your car has your iPhone connection and stuff like that or Bluetooth capabilities, no, you're wasting money buying Sirius XM. I'm sorry, CB. But all right, let's go back over here.
It looked like it's a prototype, and on top of that, anybody that buys, most
Who-
people that buy Dodges, they
who
like that
still-
Hemi motor. I'm talking about the
still listens to the radio these days. So you've got aux cords now. You just goes in and then you go on with your Spotify, man.
You use it for traffic too. Mm-hmm. No, boomers still listen to their radios. You know they don't. They don't know how to use no Spotify or no Pandora. No, yeah. Well, I don't even think Pandora exists no more. I think it's just mainly Spotify. You know they don't know how to use Spotify or YouTube and stuff like that and look it up. They still use the radio.
performance type guys. They like the Hemi motor. They like the sound of it. They don't really care much about the speed because when you really want to break down, you're not going to use the speed anyway. You're never going to top out your car 9 times out of 10. Some of us have. Some of us
trying to look 5 years, 60,000 miles. So at least they try to give you a nice powertrain warranty for most of the length. That's if you do. So if you can afford it and you do a 5 year, because better car loans is done with 4 or 5 years. You really don't want to go into the 6 years. 6 years is you really got that. You really want the car, but you're kind of pushing it. It's still somewhat good, but if you can't pay it off in 4 or 5 years, 6 years is you all right, but 7 years. I'm sorry, chat. If you gotta go beyond 6 years to get your car to 7 or 8 years, don't get it. Especially 10 years. If you go 10 years, I'm paying on the vehicle, chat. You done bought that vehicle twice. When at the amount of interest you've been paid, the first 6 years or the first 5 years of that loan is paying interest alone. It is not going towards the principal of that vehicle. They took off the lube and everything. You're just getting straight butt fucked. If you ever go 10 years. 7 years they got lube on it. 8 years they got spit on it. 9 and 10 it's straight in. They just straight shoving it in.
Most people
I'm trying to tell people. Yeah, they have 10-year loans. The max here is 84 months. They just started doing 10-year car loans, and they already opened the door to 40-year mortgages. I'm sorry. No. Yep.
are not gonna top that car off. They're never gonna hit.
And they're not even putting it in slow too. They just shoving it in there. They gonna spread the booty hole and just straight. Sorry, Steelberry, you came in at the right moment. But yeah, that's how they do. If you do a 10-year mortgage, I said 10-year mortgage, a 10-year car loan, they just gonna open it up and just ram it right in. I repeat, do not get a 10-year loan. If you go beyond 6, you can't afford it. I'm sorry, that car was not made for you.
Hit that speed. They just want the sound. They want to feel like they in a muscle car. They want that feeling when you get into a Mopar and you hit that button and you hear that Hemi go, "Rah! What up, boss? What up, owner? What up, my guy, my girl?" You want to hear that. That's what people want. But you're denying them that. And then on top of that, you're trying to sell them a car without the Hemi. So I'm wondering if they do put a Hemi in that Charger, how much are they going to charge?
Yeah, it's going to start off at 60. If they put a Hemi in it, it's going to start off at 60. If a V6, twin turbo V6 start off at 56, it's going to be probably 60, 65.
Is it going to run $60,000 start, 65?
Yeah, I can't see them going below 60. Maybe 55, like with certain like car makers, but with Dodge, I can't see it going below 60.
Even and he does nothing but look at cars all day. This is his channel, so even he says 60, 65
to get you a Hemi car. Because I think
now, mind you, these cars, if you just wanted the base model, if you just wanted the engine, that was going to run you 30, maybe sometimes 40. When I first started looking into Camaros and Mustangs and stuff like that, when I got to the age where I was able to afford one, then you was looking at closer to 40, between 35 and 40. Now it's $55,000, which is just insane. Like this is crazy for a base, not the mid grade, not something that comes with a little bells and whistles. Base model. That's insane. That's what
it's gonna be, y'all. I think it's gonna be $60,000 if they get a Hemi for the 60. I think start by like $63,000 for the Hemi. If they put a 392 in the Charger, $73,000 and up.
No, they put a 392. It's gonna be 80.
They put the Hellcat in it. You might as well
100. If they put the Hellcat in it, it's 100. They put the Demon, it's 150.
But jump past the 80s and the 90s. 100,000. And I ain't talking about a little bitty 100,000. I'm talking about 110, 120.
I have to say, I've never seen the fascination with Dodge cars. I've never really liked how they look. I've never really liked how they perform. Like, I mean, I'm not really a big car guy, but for me, Dodge are just like, I don't understand the appeal. I'm much more a Ford Mustang kind of guy. Personally.
Yeah, me, I was a Camaro guy, and now I'm looking into Mustangs, but what Ford's doing with their whole patents, it's like, yeah, buddy, I'm not. I'm just if I'm gonna get a Mustang, it's gonna be 20 no later than 2025, or I'm just gonna go back to a Camaro, and even with the Camaro, it's gonna be what, the 2023. I think that was the last ones that they had kicked out. But with Dodge, it was mainly influencer culture or a black culture that really got Dodge to really pop off. But me, who has driven, ones from the base to the Hemi to the Hellcat, I never drove a Demon, but I did drove a Hellcat. It's what he said earlier, the feeling of that engine. When you crank that thing and you get that go, boom, 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 boom. It's like a Bobcat in a sense, or when the engine purrs. When the Mustang, when you step on the gas, it vroom, vroom. But when that Hemi is vroom, boom, 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 it kind of rumbles out. and you can feel each rumble. And they're heavy, so when you hit corners and stuff like that, it kind of has somewhat control. Drifting, sliding, you have more control in the Dodges versus a Camaro or a Mustang, where you really got to know what the hell you're doing. A Dodge is more forgiving hitting corners and stuff like that than a Camaro or a Mustang. And I definitely got good pause. I got good pause faces right here. But that's mainly the appeal. It was influencer culture. It's that damn Hellcat. That Hellcat, it was a damn good engine. But now they fucked up, because I like how this car looks, but it's like, yeah, other than that, I ain't be, well, I can afford one right now, but even if I was in a position, I'm not buying this shit.
He's gonna pay for it. They know somebody's gonna pay for it.
Something about the look of Dodge cars for me just never captured any appeal. And same with Ford. They recently did an all-electric Mustang. There's a guy just around the there's a guy who lives around the corner from me. He has one, and I saw it the other day, and I was like, "That is one ugly fucking car."
Now the sports one,
it's an ugly Mustang.
They messed up making it a Zucon. What's up? You like the Titan line? Oh, the Toyota Titan, the TRD version. Oh yeah, the if you're talking about the Toyota Totas, they look beautiful. And what up? What up? It's always cool to see when X Chat is in here.
And it feels like they just said,
because I likes that. I likes that, but what else? At least put some black rims on it. Like, ugh.
Like the color. The color is nice, but like just the overall body shape for me, it's not. There's no appeal at all. It's very I don't know how to describe it. It just doesn't strike me as interesting, really.
Yeah, it looks like a tore down version of it. And all right, he was talking about the Toyota, the TRD line. Yeah, those Tundras are sexy, especially like I like the camel stitching on the outskirts and stuff like that, when they put that little army the camouflage. I said camel. The camouflage. Some of it be looking good.
Forget the people that brought us to where we at. We luxury now. We luxury and we performance. We Lamborghini. We Porsche. We Ferrari. That's what they think they are, man. Even Chevy doing the same thing. They charging outrageous prices for a Corvette. Now, Corvette always been somewhat expensive, but never to these prices.
There's a lot of red cars, like red colored cars. I think cars look better in black, personally. I think most things look better in black, but like I see red cars a lot, and I just think, why? Because it's such a light color. It kind of like when you get mud all over it, it just doesn't look right to me. There's just something aesthetically about red cars when they get covered in mud that just don't look right. Like if you're gonna do like muddy track driving and stuff like that, you got to have black or green or gray.
Well, it's just one of them loud colors. Oh, go ahead.
White is one of the worst car colors ever, because it peels so much in the sun.
And literally anything, if any color that gets on that white car, you're gonna see it. At least it's not the definitely. Lime green I saw it at once, or the dark green. Oh yeah, the highlighter green. The highlighter green, when it first came out, was cool, but then people started doing way too much with it, and it started getting ugly real fast. Like, I like when some people do the highlighter green and make the hood black. That balanced it real good. The hood black, the rims black, the mirrors black, some of the parts of the roof black. That made that it pop. But then people just start going super crazy. I seen one highlighted green, the wheels highlighted green, everything was highlighted. I'm like, what the hell is this? It literally looks like an advertisement for what's the brand of the highlighters? It looked like a damn Sharpie commercial. A Sharpie commercial on 4 wheels.
$4
highlighter green and black though just reminds. I just instantly think of Mr. Bean's Mini. Yeah, does Mr. Bean driving around?
Insane.
Yep. Man, he's not really talking. He ain't really talking about much. He just saying how insane it is. But here's probably the reason why, because you asked why people love the Hellcat, so this pretty much jumped into the reasons why right here.
A man in a Vancouver,
do you guys have the yellow
driveway
car thing back home? I don't remember it being a thing, but it's a thing over here, the yellow car thing.
Yellow cars. You
Yeah, like
see
the
them.
yellow car. No, like the yellow car thing, the yellow car game, where if you see a yellow car, you punch the person you're with in the arm.
Oh no, that's punch buggy. That's like the what's that car? Kirby, not the Kirby. It's punch buggy. Like you see a Volkswagen. Okay, how you say
Beetle.
Volkswagen? Is it yeah the Beetle? You say Volkswagen or wagon or you say because I know we say Volkswagen, but I know y'all say it different.
No, we see a Volkswagen over here.
Okay, because I know
We
some
don't
people.
we don't pronounce it in German accents.
Nice. So yeah,
That'd be insensitive.
Yeah, well, if you see a Beetle, which we don't see them no more, so it's crazy because in America you did barely see them, and then they blew up where you saw them damn near everywhere, and now they back to where you barely see them again. So yeah, we can start that game back if we wanted to. But
Yeah, we got this. There's a thing over here called the yellow car game, where if you see a yellow car, you punch whoever you're with in the arm, as long as they're of like the same gender, of course.
mhm.
Um, yeah, so it's like whenever there's a yellow car, you just gotta punch. I just thought maybe it was back home because I don't remember it being back home. It was something I only ever heard about after I moved over here. So
Hang on, same gender. Hell no, equal rights, so equal lefts. I'm joking, Twitch. I'm joking.
yeah, Twitch, for legal reasons, this is a joke.
But this is why mainly people love the Dodge or the older Dodges before the newer models. Look how intimidating that thing looks, especially with these eyes. And then this is the Hellcat, that scoop, that nice wide open grills on both of them. You can see that radiator to cool this damn engine down. The wide body stance, black wheels. This car had a presence of that long scoop, this spoiler right here, or is it? No, it's not spoiler. Damn, I forgot what it's called. The skirt. So this car, you see this thing behind you, you know either to get the fuck out of the way, or no, get the fuck out of the way.
He reads the same number off his phone again. It's the quote for one car. It's higher than the monthly payment on the car it's supposed to cover. Car's a Dodge Challenger Hellcat.
This is the Demon. The two scoops. So this is not the Hellcat. This is the Demon. Or wait, that might be the Red Eye. No. Let's try to see that badge.
He's had the same insurer for
Any
9
chance you
years,
could,
and
you
this
could turn up
morning
the
they
video
told
audio?
Yeah.
Spydr, please.
him they're done.
Yes, man.
And maybe could probably turn it up on Discord too. Let's see, stream quality, FPS, share stream audio. Okay, so it should be turned up. But oh damn, I was about to say,
He's
look
had
at
the
that.
same insurer for 9 years, and this morning they told him
Just look at that presence. You think
Yeah, now
if you was
that
in,
looks nice.
if you was in your car and you see that thing behind you, you gonna stay in front of it? Hell no! I'm getting the fuck out of the way. Yeah, that is the Demon. I can see a little bit better now. That's the Demon.
they're done. Not a higher rate, not a warning, just done. This is how the most American muscle car ever built got priced off the road by the people who insure it. Start with the reason everybody already knows: Hellcats get stolen. And the rate isn't a little high, it's high enough that the insurance industry built a whole separate mental category for it. The 2020
God, I hate
through 2022
insurance companies
Charger
who do that
Hellcat
shit.
Yep, because Dodge made them super easy. Oh no, so this must be the Red Eye. This must not be the Demon, because I know the Demon had the same scoops, so it must be the Hellcat Red Eye. They made it super easy. There's one way you can get in through the eye to unlock the door, and then once you unlock the door, there's a cable hidden somewhere right here that overrides the audio, because at first they grabbed a little machine. You know, when you go to the mechanic shop, they have the little computer that they plug into the audio, and it's the car tells the computer what the hell's going on with it. So there's another thing, I forgot what it's called, that they can go and plug that device to, copy the keys or copy the signal of the key, and bam, they think and the car thinks it's talking to communicating with the key. And it's like as little as 30 seconds. Your At that time when they came out, you're 60,000 to 65. If you got the red eye, it's like 85,000. You're $60,000 to $85,000 car going within 30 seconds. And
Who
it
on
happened.
earth designed that? That is such a design flaw. I hope I hope Dodge fired whoever it was that designed that, because that's
Mm,
that's a design flaw of epic retardation right there.
Nah, they're lazy and they're cheap. See, when it comes to like stuff like this, if I'm paying over $50,000 for a vehicle, if I'm paying close to the closer I get to $100,000, shit like this, I agree with you. Shit like this shouldn't be happening. So, but
Oh no.
what these car companies, what a lot of these folks are doing with Sony, PlayStation, all these car companies, how can we gain maximum profit while doing less? Because you would think
Oh yeah.
it better come with a padlock. I'm saying, and I'm talking about one of them thick ass ones too. But that's what they do. They rush stuff out. They don't really test anything. They don't really take the time to develop these cars and really earn this price. They just rush shit out, and then somebody else figured it out. And then once it hits TikTok, like the Kia boys, once it hits TikTok, game over. Game over.
Posted a theft claim rate around 60 times the average car on the road. 60 times. Read that again because it's easy to skim past a number that big. The next car down the list, a regular Charger with the Hemi V8.
See, I'm
sits
wondering
at a
if like car manufacturers do this kind of thing in cahoots with insurance companies, so insurance companies can make a shit ton more money than they already do. I mean, insurance companies are great, don't get me wrong, they have their uses, but we all know that they are some of the most slimy motherfuckers to exist, and they will do anything they can to make a quick buck or make more money.
Yeah.
Which is, there needs to be so much more regulation on insurance companies, and I'm all for deregulation in a lot of ways, but man, insurance companies are fucking. They're bad over here too. They're not just bad over back home. They're bad here in the UK. They're terrible here too.
I say it should be a little bit of both. Whatever you agreed that we pay for, whatever you could, it shouldn't be no. Oh, it only cover this, it only cover that. It's like no, whatever I'm paying for, it should be covered no matter what. I shouldn't get into a car accident. Mr. Bro, what color car hit you? The brown one. Sorry, sir. Your claim is only red cars. Click. The fuck? Like, yeah, it shouldn't be ridiculous to where I have to play a mind game to figure out what my car insurance paid for. No, I got into a car accident. This is what happened. This is what I paid for. Here you go. A legal battle was cheaper than saying yes. Yeah, I always say no. Exactly. I think what they should do is they should regulate car insurances more and make it optional again. You don't have to have insurance. I bet you a lot of the shit because that's what happened in New Hampshire with Kirsha. She told the story once when she was living in the area that she lived in to get her car insured because she had something a little sporty. She asked for the rates, and of course, for the rates was like I want to say a couple of hundred a month for her rate. But then when she called New Hampshire, because she was just shopping around and seeing because she was trying to move back to New Hampshire, the rate the insurance was $300 for the 6 months. So you mean to tell me in one state where I have to have it, it's $300 almost every month, but in New Hampshire, it's only like $50 a month or something like that, or something cheaper. It's way cheaper in New Hampshire because you're not required to have insurance in New Hampshire. I think it needs to go back to that. Like
ridiculous.
Like AI mogging these crazy artists. Oh, okay,
That's
yeah.
insane.
You can lower your prices and work with me, or I can go to this damn bot. You can lower your prices, or shit, I'm just gonna drive without and just cross my fingers. But no, to answer your original question, no, they're not working together in a sense, because yeah, these cars are more expensive, but at the rate that they get stolen, eventually it costs the insurance companies more money than if they was making it. If they were making a buck, with these people. And this is the demon. It's not a Hellcat. This is the demon. So maybe at first, maybe they did make it to where they easily stealable, and then the insurance companies could charge a premium. But the amount or the rate they was getting stolen, now they're losing money because especially if you get a demon, like I said, you're losing $60,000 to $85,000. And when I used to work for what up, Lucky Batch? And when I used to work for
Hey,
like the
Lucky.
auction, I used to work for the auctions. Insurance companies will go out of their way to total out the vehicles because they're not trying to replace it. They're not trying to fix it or replace it. They go out of their way to try to total it and try to resell it on the resell it in the auction. So they don't want to see these things coming in a lot. They do not want to. If they get a phone call, they hoping and praying it's almost any car other than the Dodge Charger or the Hellcat. I mean, or the Challenger.
There's the Hellcat, and then there's everything else. The reason it gets taken so often has almost nothing to do with the owner and everything to do with the car. A Hellcat carries a supercharged 6.2-liter V8 making 707 horsepower in stock form. That's a car that outruns almost anything a police department can put behind it, which means a thief who gets it rolling has already won.
Why on earth
and
did they
getting
have
it
UK
rolling
police in there?
Hmm?
What? that shot of the police car, that was a UK police car going up a motorway. I was confused. I was like, this is an American trooper got British police in his video. What's going on here?
But even still, because they pussy fired our cops too, because back in the day, they had cops that, because to account for dumb stuff like this, they had cops that had Hellcats and stuff like that too. So, oh, you think you're gonna get away because you got a Hellcat? We got ours too, buddy. So,
Yeah.
but now they don't. Now they just got cars that keeps up with them instead of actually chasing them down. Now some states, like we got Arkansas, we got Georgia, and Arkansas, Georgia, maybe Chicago, but I know for sure Arkansas and Georgia, they got Hellcats, they got cars. You think you're gonna get away? No, they can chase you down. The other states, they kind of regulate if the guy's gonna run, it's best to just let them go because public safety. Both Georgia and Arkansas said fuck that shit. We're
It's best
chasing
to
your
let
ass
the
down.
guy go for public safety. Oh yeah, okay, so the guy's just gonna plow into a bunch of people street. Yeah, good call. Yeah, that's real public safety, isn't it? You could have prevented like 15 deaths of the people he's just run over, but no, public safety apparently.
Arkansas and Georgia, if you gonna steal a car, do not do it. Well, don't steal a car, period. But if you're gonna do it, do not do it in Georgia. Do not do it in Georgia and Arkansas because they will chase you down. And best and believe they have cars, they got trucks, they got SUVs that will even catch up and maybe even that not only catch up but be in line with a Hellcat. They got souped up vehicles.
I'm
about
pretty
as
sure
long as
Georgia have like armored trucks too that they just take out for a jolly. Because I had a friend who lived back in Georgia for a very long time before we had a falling out, and he was like, "Dude, check out these armored trucks that are just driving past." And like police, like in armored trucks going past the Ingalls where he worked. It was just static outside on his break, having a cigarette, just filming all of these armored police trucks just cruising past. I was like, Jesus, what's going on over there? He's like, no idea.
That's probably SWAT going in for somebody because SWAT don't play either.
Takes to read this sentence. There's no smashed window, no hot wiring in the old sense. A crew pulls up, plugs a handheld programmer into the diagnostic port under the dash, pairs a blank key fob to the car, and drives off in under 30 seconds. The factory security never gets broken. The crew just asks the car, in its own language, to hand over a new key. By the time the owner's phone buzzes, the car...
Computers should not be in fucking cars because of this shit.
Well, it got so bad. Oh, go ahead.
My dad often says that cars peaked in the 90s. That was when cars were at their best, technical wise and like engineering wise. It was like when they started adding computers and all that shit. That's when cars started to get fucking ridiculous.
Yep. All the sensors and all this stuff. Because back in the day, you just had simple dipsticks. And you could check all your fluids. You could look at the color of your brake fluid or your power steering fluid. Or you can listen for the sounds if your brake needs to be changed. A lot of stuff you can literally do yourself, and now they putting sensors and all this other bullshit stuff. So the car will tell you, and sometimes, most times, often, When the car is telling you that something is wrong, it's too late. Brakes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, cars from the '90s don't have brakes. All the computers did more stuff. Yep. Oh yeah. Didn't break. Yeah. Not brakes. Brake. Yeah. Yeah. They was built. They was built to last. They was built like tanks. For cars now, it's like needing to know how to operate a space shuttle. Yep. And guess what? It's only getting worse. That's why a lot of these
Oh yeah, all
companies,
right.
these dealerships and all that stuff are running to Trump or any other like president or I guess what do they call it in your area? Carry on
Prime Minister over
prime
here.
ministers and all that. That's why they lobbying the presidents and prime ministers and all that stuff because they try to take away the right to repair. I don't even think y'all have a right to repair in your country, huh?
No, we can. Yeah, like if you've got a car that's not too heavily computerized, like my dad, he's doing repairs on his truck all the time, right? I think
Mm.
Shaggins, you do like minor repairs and stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can just go in there. You just got to buy the parts and all that stuff from the dealership or wherever,
Okay.
and do it all
Okay.
yourself or buy on the secondhand market. You can do that. There's no problem. But like I've noticed that a lot of other people I know that drive, they're like, dude, you buy a new car now. So much of it is computerized. So much of it is just computers, tech, all this stuff that you can't
Mm-hmm.
repair it yourself.
Yep.
You gotta go to a garage or a mechanic and stuff. And most mechanics now apparently they just sit there with a little diagnostics computer
Mm-hmm.
most of the time.
Yep.
Apparently, they don't really do a lot of mechanical stuff these days. It's just computer in, okay, this is what's wrong, you got to do this. And it's like, really? That's all their job is now?
Yep, everything has a sensor on it. Your brake now has a sensor on it. Like they need to plug in Hyundai cars. They need to plug a computer to your fucking brakes.
Jesus Christ, man.
Why do my brakes need a sensor on it? The sensor is what we used to have when you start hearing it. Time to, well, it's too late now because once you start hearing that, now you got to change your rotors. So, but yeah, that was the sensor right fucking there.
Have you heard what they're doing out in Europe now?
What are they doing in Europe?
In the EU now, apparently they've just passed a law where all cars in the EU have to have a driver monitoring system.
They're
So
trying to get that in
basically,
America.
yeah, they're basically filming you in your car, or your
Mm-hmm.
car is filming you as you drive to make sure you're obeying the law or whatever. And it's just like, I mean,
What they're
that's the
trying.
guise it's under. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
there's no taboos left anywhere anymore.
No, it's monitoring you for Europe. It's not only monitoring; it's selling the data. No, I don't think they. I think that they have better protections on data, right? I think it's mainly just monitoring. But for America, it's going to be both monitoring and selling the data. Because how they trying to sell it to us is drunk drivers. If your car thinks that you're drunk, it won't start. But no, it's all to collect data. And don't get me wrong, the car is already doing that right now, but it's like you said, now it actually sees you and what you're doing. So they're trying to do that over here now on top of the fucking subscriptions. So yeah, no,
Do
I
you know
didn't.
the best way? Best, sorry, dude. The best way to stop drink driving is if you're out at the bar. And this
Mm-hmm.
used to be a thing over here in the UK. Whoever was working behind the bar, the bartender, whatever you want to call him, barmaid, barman,
Mm-hmm.
if you drove into the bar and they knew that you drove in and they thought you were too drunk, they had the legal power to take your keys off of you, so
Yep.
you could not drive home. And that's
Yep.
what they need to bring that back and just install it on all bars across the country. That's what they
Yep.
got to do. They don't
Yep.
have to do all this. We're going to film you. We're going to film you for your personal safety. No, just give bar people, bartenders, power to take the legal power and the legal right to confiscate someone's keys if they're over the limit. That's all you got
Yep.
to do.
Yep. Or people who drink drunk drives make the punishment more steeper. If you get out here and you start drink driving, if you drinking and driving and something happens, I think your license will be suspended for like 5-7 years. You
Oh,
got to take
yeah.
the bus, homie. You got to find another way, homie. Well, I got a job to do. You should have thought about that job before you got this damn drunk and had this accident.
Yeah,
That's how you do it.
absolutely.
You don't punish me. I'm being responsible. I'm not drink driving out here like that. You know what I'm saying? So why do I gotta be punished for this idiot? You know?
Exactly. And it's one of those cases where a few bad apples spoil the bunch and spoil it for everybody.
And now I get my data collected, and now I got to make sure that my eyes are not dilated to 2 centimeters before my damn car shuts off. And Lucky Batch, 100% about cars peaking in the 90s. Then the cash for clunkers destroying most of them. Yep, that was the thing. And then the sensor on the brakes are to prevent people from working on them at home. Yep. You do have home repair where any more car it can start. Yep. 100% right. The sensors are there to stop you from fixing your brakes. And
Yeah, it's all about the money. It's like, hey, if we get, stop people from working on the cars at home, then we can make more money out of them.
And then we could slowly choke out mechanics too, because even with those sensors and stuff like that, now they're charging subscriptions for those computer devices. So you're no longer buying the device and you can just, go into any car. Now each manufacturer is charging their own specific service, live service or license. Sorry, I gotta do it. I gotta do it like that. They charging a license to use their services. So even they're trying to slowly choke out other mechanics on top of making their cars over complex to do one simple freaking thing. Where like everybody agrees in the 90s, cars were simple. And then they put it to everything to where it's simple and easy to get to. Now they could purposely overcomplicate things to make that price more expensive to say, yeah, this actually took 4 hours where it could have had just took it in an hour. But that's why they're doing all this. This is insane.
There's already 3 exits down the highway. And these aren't joyrides. The crews taking Hellcats are running a supply chain. The same surveillance clips show up city after city. A stolen SUV as a lookout, a second car as a blocker, 2 minutes of work, and the Hellcat's gone into a network that already has a buyer for every piece of it. The car that left the dealership as a single $90,000 object becomes inventory before sunrise. And it happens at a scale that turned heads even inside the insurers. In cities like Detroit and Memphis, Hellcats and their Charger cousins climb to the top of local theft reports, sometimes vanishing faster than dealers could restock them.
It's Detroit. Is anyone really surprised that it was happening in Detroit,
And
that,
Memphis.
that amount of numbers, I mean, Memphis surprised me, but Detroit, I mean, everybody knows Detroit it's still a fallen place, and the crime rate's real bad. So is anyone really surprised? Really? Was anyone really surprised?
Nope. But Memphis, now even Memphis is bad too. It's not as bad as Detroit, but when he said Memphis, I said, yeah, I can see that. I was thinking Chicago, but no, I could definitely see Detroit.
Forms filled with the same story. Owners who lost the car inside a year, some of them hit twice. When a single model starts,
they even start stealing them from the dealerships. Damn.
Generating that volume of identical
brazen,
claims,
man.
It stops looking like bad luck and starts looking like a pattern an insurer can.
And then they're not arresting these criminals either, because they know who's doing it. They know who's doing it. They not arresting them. They not going and shut their asses down and throw them in jail and throw away the key. A lot of these criminals, they've been in jail multiple times, and they just get out and do it all over again. Two strikes. I'm not even gonna give you a third strike. 2 strikes, I'm throwing away the key. I'm throwing away the fucking key.
Chart on a graph. And the cars that chase them most
if there is a third strike, death penalty.
don't anymore. After a string of pursuits that ended in wrecks and dead bystanders, department after department wrote policies telling officers to back off. A Hellcat is faster than almost anything they're driving. So the thief isn't just quick, he's running from people who've been ordered to let him go. Which means once a Hellcat's moving, the odds it ever comes back start dropping towards 0. So far, this is the story every other video tells. Hellcats are fast and easy to steal.
Stealing them from the dealerships now because they're so easy to steal. It's almost like you're guaranteed to win if you're in the game of stealing those particular cars. You're going to get away with it, so why not steal from the dealership, at that point? I'm not saying you should do that, Twitch, YouTube, okay? I'm just saying I'm not surprised.
But you would think the dealership would have more security or have faster alarms. Like, these dudes are they're not even moving too fast. They just I mean, of course they're trying to get in and get out, but You think if you hit the dealership, you bolting to the car, you're hurrying up and trying to get in, get in the car and get it out. They just, they sneaking around and all that stuff, but damn, you think the dealership would have a little bit more tighter security or better alarms.
So the premium goes up.
Well, I
True
mean, I
enough.
would, if I was in a dealership like that, if I was running one, I would have cars in the showroom like you always you have to. They wouldn't have engines in. They would just be there, just the shell basically, so people couldn't steal in and drive it away. And then the cars that had the engines in would be in a secure lockup out back with like shit tons of security on. That's what I would do. But maybe it's the money. I don't know. I don't know why they don't do it that way.
Or I take the batteries out, or what I do, I take the batteries out just in case. So,
oh yeah, there's that too.
You get somebody that want to look into it and turn it on and hear the engine, because sometimes they let you do that in a dealership. They'll let you turn it on and but they won't let you rev the engine because there'll be some fool that'll put it in drive. But just to get some of the electric features, that's something I would do.
But it doesn't explain the letter in that
an option you've got.
Vancouver driveway. Plenty of cars get stolen and still get insured every single day. A high theft rate raises your premium. It doesn't make a company refuse your money. To understand why an insurer would rather lose the customer than write the policy, you have to look at what happens after a...
See, this is where I told you earlier, they can get in through the front and then unlock the door and then go.
Hellcat disappears. When a normal car gets stolen, there's a decent chance it comes back. Someone takes it for a weekend, dumps it, police recover it, the insurer pays for a busted ignition and some cleaning. The loss is real, but it's partial. A Hellcat doesn't work that way. When one of these disappears into the network, what comes back is almost never drivable. The engine's gone, the transmission's gone, the seats and the screens and the wheels are already listed online, and the frame shows up in pieces if it shows up at all. The supercharged engine alone is the single most valuable part, and it's the first thing off the car. So every Hellcat theft tends toward a total loss, not a $4,000 ignition repair, a $70,000 payout. Recovery almost never helps because the parts don't carry the car's identity. An engine or a transmission, once it's off the Hellcat, there's no license plate to run, no easy way to prove where it came from. They flow into salvage rebuilds and shipping containers headed overseas, and they're almost impossible to claw back. For the insurer, that means the comprehensive payout...
Camaro. They were still in Camaros too. They were still in the ZL1s.
It writes on a stolen Hellcat is gone for good.
It looks like he was trying to stop he was trying to stop the car from being stolen.
There's no salvage value waiting at the end of it to soften the loss. Run that against everything else on the road and the number gets brutal. Measured by relative theft losses, the Charger Hellcat came back at a figure of around 12,000. The next worst Dodge, the ordinary Charger Hemi, sat near 2,500. That's not a car that costs more to insure.
Look at that beauty there.
Yeah, that's a beautiful car right there.
That's a car generating 5 times the loss of the next worst thing on a list it already sits on top of. Think about what an insurer actually sells. They're taking a bet that most years, most customers won't cost them much, and the premium is the price of that bet. With a Hellcat, the bet's...
Yeah, if you're gonna buy a Hellcat, keep that thing in the garage. Keep that thing in the garage.
Already lost before it's placed. The owners who do find coverage feel the same math from the other side. Quotes of $500 a month on the car alone aren't rare. Owners in higher theft states report annual...
Damn!
Damn.
That's $6,000. God damn. Ooh. Shit.
Bills north of $4,000
Those insurance
on a clean
companies are eating good, man. They're eating good.
That's if the damn thing don't get stolen.
Yeah.
Record. More than the car loses in value in a year. At that point, the premium stops being insurance and starts being a second car payment for a car you already owned. Then there's the engine itself before anybody steals anything. A lot of major carriers draw a hard line around 500 horsepower. Past that, a car stops being a normal risk and starts being a category they'd rather not write
I
at
gotta
any
go to the
price.
bathroom real
The big
quick.
Yeah.
You all right to carry on your own for a sec?
Yeah, I got you. My car doesn't
Alright, man,
cost. Mhm. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yanuka, my car doesn't cost $6,000. I'm saying, damn.
base Hellcat clears that line
That's for the insurance. That's just to keep that thing. That's just to keep it. Ooh.
by 207 horsepower straight off the showroom floor. The Red Eye pushes near 800, and a huge share of these owners don't leave it stock. A pulley swap and a tune, a weekend's work, and a few $1,000s can shove a Hellcat past 1,000 horsepower. And this is the part that traps the owner. Most standard policies won't cover a modified car, and some void the entire policy the first time it touches a drag strip. So the insurer's looking at a car that's over their power ceiling, that's probably been modified past a number they can't even verify, that gets stolen 60 times more than average. And that
Damn.
becomes a total loss when it goes. Stack those together and you don't have a risky customer. You have a guaranteed payout wearing a license plate. And theft's only half the exposure. Even when nobody steals it, a Hellcat is brutally expensive to fix. The supercharged engine, the upgraded brakes and cooling, the wide tires, and the unique body panels all cost more than a normal Charger's. And a hard crash at the speeds these cars invite rarely ends in a small repair. The same horsepower that makes it a target makes every fender bender pricier to settle. There's one more trap built into a car that's appreciating. Owners want their policy to pay what the car's now worth, not what they paid. Agreed value coverage for the higher number. But insuring a car for more than the market says it's worth is an open invitation to fraud, and the industry knows it. A car that's easy to steal and worth more insured than parked is exactly the problem
Sorry about that,
insurers
dude. I
have
feel like an
spent
AI data
centuries
sensor. The amount of water I'm having to drink.
It's all good, bro. Look, you ain't got no AC and all this. So I feel you. I feel you.
learning to avoid.
Yeah,
So
I
they
miss
avoid
AC
it.
so bad.
And the damage doesn't always stay with the one car. Some owners have watched the Hellcat poison their entire relationship with an insurer. Rates creeping up across every policy, and a non-renewal notice that arrives for the whole household, not just the muscle car. To a big carrier, a customer with a Hellcat in the garage looks like a file flagged for a phone call nobody wants to make. Sometimes the cleanest fix from the company's side is to let the whole account walk. Once the math looks like that, refusing the customer is just arithmetic. There's nothing personal in it. They ran the number and the number said no, which is where the story should end, except the timing is where it gets strange. Right as insurers were closing the door, Dodge did something that should have killed the car off entirely. Instead, it made everything worse. In 2023, Dodge announced it was ending the Hellcat. The emissions rules and the regulatory pressure on a supercharged 6.2-liter V8 had
a pretty good decision, really.
Nope.
When you think about it, the amount of trouble they've had.
Nope. They're killing it just to bring the EV out, and even when they kill it, that makes the ones that's on the floor go up in value because they're no longer making them. So I gotta go get me one before one is gone.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Finally caught up. The engine that built the legend was too thirsty and too loud for what was coming. The replacement was supposed to be a cleaner, electrified future. The factory that built the most stolen, least insurable car in America turned the lights off on it, and Dodge didn't go out with a whimper. The final years brought a run of special last call editions and a factory monster called the Demon 170. A Hellcat-based drag car making 1,025 horsepower on the right fuel, quick enough that the drag strip governing body effectively banned it from competition without a roll cage. The company spent the engine's last breath building the most powerful and least insurable versions it ever made. then it shut the line down. You'd expect
Okay, that's the demon. Okay, I got the scoops wrong.
prices to crater here. A discontinued car, an uninsurable car, a car half the industry won't
Have to
touch.
pursue.
That should be a fire sale. It didn't happen. Used Hellcat prices climbed. Low mileage examples that stickered in the 70s started trading well above that, and the wildest variants turned into instant collector pieces. The rarest factory cars, the Demons especially, crossed into six figures at auction. Several times what a normal sedan their age would bring. Scarcity did what scarcity always does. The cars the financial system was actively rejecting got more valuable the moment the factory stopped making it. What replaced it tells you where the road's heading. The new Charger arrived as an electric car with piped-in noise, built for the rules the Hellcat couldn't pass. Enthusiasts split down the middle, and a lot of them did the math and went hunting for a used supercharged car instead, which only pushed Hellcat values higher. The car the system rejected became the car the market wanted more of. So now you've got a car worth more every month that almost no normal insurer will cover. That gap got filled by specialty carriers, the kind that insure classic cars and weekend
Weird, man, 'cause
collectibles.
we're gonna see a
They'll write
similar
a
thing in the video game market in
Yeah.
2028 when Sony come out with their the all digital. We're doing only digital, and Xbox are gonna do it too. The whole Xbox Helix project, their next console, that's gonna be all digital too. They're only gonna do digital games. So watch the physical media market and the secondhand market just explode in value and price. The amount of stuff that's gonna go up in price in the market there, it's gonna be insane, man. It's gonna be insane.
Yep. That, and they already trying to emulate PlayStation games already. So people are already turning into this. They already trying to sell the Seven Seas. They already emulating a lot of games or trying to figure out how to. I think they got most PlayStation 1 and 2 games, and now they're going after three
Yeah.
games. So yeah, it's about to get crazy. And I think my boy Rokai did a video on the Xbox version. So yeah, we can watch that after
Hellcat.
this.
But read the conditions. The
Yeah.
car has to live in a locked garage. It can't be your daily driver. You need a separate everyday car for every driver in the house. There's usually a mileage cap, and you can't drive it to work. Look at what that actually means. In a lot of cases, the only way to insure a Hellcat now is to promise you'll barely drive it. The supercharged engine, the 707 horsepower, the whole reason the car exists, all of it ends up parked under a cover in a garage as the price of being insurable at all. That leaves owners in a strange bind. The car's worth more than they paid, which feels like a win, but selling means handing the same insurance headache to the next buyer, and a lot of them can't get an affordable policy to drive it in the meantime. So thousands of these cars now sit in garages, appreciating assets their owners are half afraid to start. A 707 horsepower machine built to terrorize a quarter mile, reduced to a thing you look at on Saturday and pay to keep parked. There was never a rule. There was never a law. The insurance
It's literally
industry
a
just
status symbol now. All it is.
Yep, they officially garage queening now. They can't, because as soon as you take them out on the road, that bitch gonna get stolen. So gotta keep it in the garage. That is sad, dude. Because it's like you can't go to like a McDonald's thing like that, because they'll just pull up on you with guns drawn. Star Rider, what up, bro?
Oh, yeah.
What up, homie? You can't go to like a bar or anything like that where you can sit outside and see it, because they're just gonna still pull up on you. Like that car you have to go somewhere and like polycycle it, go get gas. Even with gas, you got to be careful. You have to drive that thing, make sure that you pretty much have to be Batman and make sure nobody's following you. Do what you got to do, and then take it straight home, and then put it right back in the garage. And even then, you got to be like Batman on the way home, make sure nobody ain't following you.
Yeah. Like the only safe way to drive things now, as far as I can see, is if you like took You know those trucks they use to transport cars, but you like cover it over like the horses, like a horse box. You got to get
Oh
like a
yeah,
horse
put it
box for your car,
one of
put
them
it in there, and
trailers.
then take it to a track. Yeah, put it
And
in
then put it.
there, take it to a track, then drive it around safely, and then put it back in. That way, no one knows you've got it. They just think you got like a horses or whatever.
Technically, you do got all that damn horsepower. Shit.
Well, yeah,
Made
you
the
know,
term
707 horses.
Shit.
of owning one so narrow that the car stopped being something you drive and became something you store. And that same machinery is now turning toward every fast car
Oh,
coming
that's
after
nasty.
it.
I just
This
had a
is
really
big
funny thought.
What's up?
Like when someone like gets their car stolen, like they got this car, they get it stolen. Do they watch it being driven down the street to the song of "Goodbye Horses"?
Probably. That would be funny. That would be funny.
than one Dodge. For a century, the thing that decided which cars lived and died was supposed to be the customer, what people wanted, what they'd line
Oh, so you drive a Kia from? Hey, better knock on wood, bro. Don't jinx yourself now. Don't jinx yourself because that is the model that gets stolen.
Why
You drive
on
a.
earth? I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but whenever like there's a bit of footage at a dealership, the person
Mhm.
working at the dealership is always a woman for some reason
Oh no, they
in
had
this
some.
entire video.
Oh, for real? I thought I seen some that were dudes. Thought I seen one
Not
or
that
two
I've
that was.
noticed, no.
Maybe right.
up to buy. The Hellcat shows a different force doing the deciding.
Well, and then sex sells too. That's why when you go to a dealership, the first person you see is a woman most of the times, and then it's
Oh yeah, that's
attractive,
true.
and it's an attractive woman too. Don't let that attractive woman be a sales girl, because if she's a saleswoman, you're getting that damn car.
Oh yeah,
I'm,
definitely.
I'm saying, Ryder. I'm saying, brother, better chill out. But then again, Texas, Texas is less of a problem because damn near everybody got firearms. So the likelihood of somebody stealing your car is like, I can probably steal this car. I can probably get shot while trying to steal this car. So that's why too much you don't have to worry about people stealing your car.
An insurer doesn't need a recall or an act of Congress to pull a car off the road. It just has to decide the risk isn't worth writing and the car becomes something most people can't legally drive. And it's already moving past the Hellcat. High horsepower performance cars across the board are getting harder and pricier to cover. Some of the new electric monsters making 1,000 horsepower from the factory are walking into the same wall. Too fast and
That's
too
such an
expensive
ugly
to
fucking car.
I like it.
All
It is ugly, but I like it.
All electric cars are fucking
Repair for-
ugly, man. I swear.
Well, mm, okay. The Model D Tesla that looks good, and the Model X those used to look good as well, but the Model
I
3 is ugly.
I've not seen either of them, to be honest. The only ones I know are like the weird Cybertruck looking ones that just look like those metal gray blobs, and it's just like, why on earth would you have that, man? Why?
Model D, or was it the? So this one was the one that looks good. No, this is the X. So let me. So that's when the Model X looked like, and it had the Falcon, Falcon doors. That one was a good one. Was it the Model D or the Model S? I think it was the Model S. Yeah, that looked good to me. What up, Dust Matrix? What up? What up? I could never
What's up,
buy no
Dutch?
Hellcat. Shit, don't cost. Don't buy a Hellcat. So that was that. So Unuka sent us something interesting that makes me hate my people a lot more. And this is why most of the times we have so-called food deserts is because of dumb shit like this. So let me share this with you. So, dudes,
WWE, yeah, WWE, WWE, YouTube, whoa, WWE, SmackDown versus Raw. Oh, what she thought she was doing?
Jesus
You
Christ,
ain't no
man.
shit. Whoa, whoa, yeah.
Thank you for the alert, Rebel Corp. Thank you for the alert. Yep. No, they ain't my people. My people don't do stuff like this. These are ninjas. My people don't do stuff like this, bro.
You know that first bit of that video, this bit here, what all it's missing is Duel of the Fates from Star Wars playing in the background. That's all that's missing.
Why do they look like us? I'm saying. But yes, this is why Walgreens, this is why CVS is outside of the massive thefts. This is why a lot of places are running away from areas like the hood because of dumb shit like this. It's because of people who ain't got, people ain't got no goddamn common sense. She is too goddamn fat to be wearing all this, and I don't know what the hell she's thinking about. And then
WWE,
all the destruction that's going on.
YouTube, whoa, WWE, SmackDown versus Raw. Oh, what she thought she
I mean, I don't even know what the hell she was aiming at, but okay.
was doing? You ain't no shit. Whoa, whoa, yes, oh, okay,
All of them big as hell too. All of them big as hell.
Security ain't shit.
So we got food deserts, but I don't see no skinny people outside of the securities. We got food deserts, right?
They're eating it all. That's what it is.
I got nostalgia from Miami hood. My aunties live there, but I'm so glad I never grew up there, bro. Growing up in the hood, ugh, God, I hated it.
Oh shit, they throwing shit and everything. Oh, okay, get it in, yeah. Oh, they throwing fire extinguishers. Oh shit, they get it in, yeah.
I'm just shaking my head at this. This is so fucking ridiculous.
Oh, she still throwing shit.
Like, there's
shit,
one
that
vaguely thin woman there. That's it's just the weird thing, man. Like, I've noticed this, and I don't want this to sound racist or anything, because that's not how I mean it. But
Yeah.
back at home in the States, I've noticed a lot of black women are quite big. Whereas over here, yeah, you get your big black women over here in the UK, but you see a lot of actual thin, attractive black women over here in the UK. It's the strangest thing. I don't know if it's like because of like the food, the kind of stuff they got in the food back home. Because over here we don't fill up a lot of stuff with preservatives and stuff like that. So
and then y'all have smaller proportions too. Not only do we have the preservatives, but we have big ass proportions. So, and a lot of people are broke. And what they do is instead of just, going out and go cooking, they go buy fast food all the time. They buy Little Caesars, McDonald's, all that stuff. And like I said, these same people said that they're food deserts. They're food deserts out here. We can't get no good food and eat. But like you said, we saw one relatively sized person in this whole group. One relatively decent sized person out of all this. Outside of the men.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of Jabba the Hutts fighting right now. Like, she should not be wearing a skirt that short. That was horrific to see. That lady
she might be pregnant. I don't know if she's fat or pregnant. That belly looks a little thick. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen pregnant women fighting. And I swear I swear to God, if I ever see my wife, because I ain't trying to do the whole baby mama thing. If I ever see my wife and she's not trying to walk away from him, because there's times where you try to walk away and a woman don't give you no choice. But if I see her actively not trying to disengage, but she's actively like participating and trying to fight somebody with my child in her belly, I swear to God, there would be incubators would be invented, because I'm gonna. If I speak, I'm in trouble.
It's like, yeah, darling, please don't. I don't want our kids to be in a flesh mech suit fight, okay? Please don't do that.
This is just ridiculous.
Get her, watch out! Oh!
Like that, yeah, exactly, dude. That's what I was talking about. That right there, she should not be wearing a skirt and shorts.
Shit, damn, Big Mama getting whooped. Get right, Big Mama.
Big Mama
get
getting
it,
whooped.
yeah, get it, yeah. Okay, they right here thumping too. Okay, T.
I'm just shaking my head, bro. Like if y'all could just see my actual model, I'm just really shaking my head, bro, because this shit is so fucking ridiculous. I hate seeing this shit because black people catch heat for this, not the ninjas. Black people catch heat for this. That's how they call a black fatigue and not a ninja fatigue.
Yeah.
This is ninja fatigue.
I do like how all of the guys are just standing by, watching and commenting on it. They're not getting involved, and it's like I could see why. It's like, dude, yeah, don't go weighing into that, man, because like y'all ladies, they fight. They do fight. I will say that. Like black ladies, when they kick off, when they go fight, they fight. It's not like white women where they just might bitch slap a couple times. They proper throw hands.
And this is ridiculous. I hate every last second of this, but
T get her. TT done fired her. Okay, TT whoop. Oh, TT done fired her on the bitch. Oh my granny.
They still fighting. This is the same area, and they still fighting.
Jesus, man.
Oh, they fighting right. Oh.
And then even the skinny ones are ratchet as hell.
Granny. Oh, they.
Look at all that. Just ratchet.
Watch them Rottweilers and Chihuahuas team up.
All these the colors in their hair trying to be the next Cardi B, Sexy Red, and Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj. That's the one I was really looking for, Nicki Minaj. And it's like, god dang. God, and then they don't notice it. They don't notice what these women do because, like Nicki Minaj, they talk about all that stuff like that, but then they're married. Megan Thee Stallion, she can't find no man. I think everybody realized she's a toss up, but she talks about trying to be married and all that stuff too. Cardi B, but not Cardi B's a toss up, but it's like these women preach, live that baby mama culture. Meanwhile, the same women that preach all that are trying to get married.
Oh yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those things where it's kind of like the fridge guarding the snacks argument. Go out on a night out and you see some cute chick in a bar and you just like go over and then her obese friend, her rotund friend comes over. She's like, she's not interested. Go away. And then you're just like, yeah, the only reason you're saying that is because no one's interested in you. Your friend might have been interested in half the guys in this bar tonight, for all you know. It's a similar kind of thing in principle. That's what's going on there.
And a lot of those big girls don't realize they think that they're being shields, but no, their homegirl is using them to make themselves look a lot better. When you see a group of girls,
that's definitely what the case is.
And they're ugly as heck. I mean, one of them is ugly as heck, and the rest of them are they go from hot to average. They're all using that ugly girl to make them look better. That's how it is. So you thinking you actually doing them a favor, and meanwhile they're laughing at you the whole time. And Rebel Corp, if you're pregnant, it should be an instant fight. If you're pregnant and you instigate a fight, that should be a second charge. Yep. I think Megan needs to find a guy who has the guts to shoot his shot, like Tony Montana. Nah. They're shooting their shot all right, and then they're leaving. They're not trying to commit to her. They get them guts, and they're leaving.
Who is Megan Thee Stallion? I don't know who she is. I know the name, but I've never seen what she look like. Forgive me. I'm not caught up on a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff I don't know.
That's Megan Thee Stallion. I ain't gonna play the music because I'll get copyright struck in a heartbeat. But yeah, ratchet ghetto-ness. This is why you saw the shit that we were seeing earlier with these fights of these ratchet females. This right here. This is why black women don't have the respect that they so-called demand. This right here. Because they let women like Meg Thee Stallion control the narrative of how black women should look, act, and, they should have big butts, they should have big fake tits, they should pop their pop the P and all that stuff. See.
Yeah,
This
man, I
is
see it.
why black women don't have the fucking respect that they want, that they so-called crave and so-called demand. This is why black women is on the bottom of the totem pole and seen as only sex objects and not something to marry and make mothers, marry and put a and give a house, marry and provide and protect. Nope. Let's go ahead and get the black experience, bust them down, and then pass them to the next dude. This is why right here.
God damn, man. I mean, like, it's happening with like white chicks too. Like, but with white chicks, it's more the diehard feminists that are doing it for the white women, and then of course it's this for for black ladies, which is
Mm-hmm.
it's a shame on both. It's a shame on both fronts, really.
Yeah, and they don't see it. They don't see it. I was watching. Let me black out the screen because I ain't gonna lie. I was watching something risque and Dutch is here, so I don't want him to. I don't want him to whip out Lucille. So let me.
I can hear the bat swinging already, dude. It's too late.
Yeah, he's already sharpening the bat. He's already getting.
I can hear that swish of the air as he's swinging the bat, coming in, getting ready.
Mm-hmm. I already see Lucille in my future. Don't get banned, bro. No. Let me bleed the list right quick. I'll be right back.
Ready up? Yeah.
Yeah.
So chat, I don't know if you can hear me or not. I don't know if this is muted. I don't know if he's muted the mics or not. I'm not sure. I don't know how all this works. But hello, chat. It's me, Kyrie Yon. I'm doing okay. Thanks, chat. I'm doing all right. I've had a bit of a rough time of things. IRL, which is why I've not been streaming so much. So I've been trying to just work through the mental side of things, but I'm doing all right. I'm not doing too bad other than that. Hey, thanks for the sub, Yanuka. You can't hear me. Okay, that's awesome. Yes, I'm doing okay. Doing all right, aside from the normal mental health stuff. But I'm gonna start streaming again on the regular because I feel like I need to. It does help me keep some sort of mental stability. So it was gooning. That's that's a criminal offense. I don't think Spydr would run that risk of gooning on show. That's rough, man. That's rough.
Hell no. If I'm gonna goon, it's not gonna be anywhere near my computers. No, you're not gonna get get a DSP face out of me.
Oh, absolutely not. No, you're a man of class. You use the magazines.
Yeah, no, I'm a degenerate. I got my videos on X and stuff like that. But you're not gonna like I said, you ain't gonna catch me. You're not gonna get a Ricada Law video out of me. You're not gonna get a DSP video out of me.
Oh God, Ricada, I fucking hate that man.
Oh,
I fucking hate that man.
What do you mean?
I don't hate. I reserve hate for a select few people, but Ricada, I fucking detest and hate that man. Which is weird because during the Kyle Rittenhouse stuff and the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, I was watching his channel constantly during all of that. And then when it came out, the kind of person he was, how much of a fucking disgusting degenerate he was, I was like, nah, fuck that guy. You know, putting his kids at risk the way he did.
That's where I lost respect from him as well. But go ahead. My bad, bro. Oh, did he die?
What?
Oh, I thought you had died.
I'm still here. I was just saying, you know, like I detest that man so much. Like, which is weird because I know a lot of people like Cecil and him are good friends and stuff like that, and Shaggins constantly goes after him when he can, which is funny. Guys, I'll see like sometimes I'll see clips of Ricada's streams and I'll just see Shaggins pop up going, Nick, Take off the glasses, Nick. Show us those coke eyes, Nick. Show us the truth, Nick.
Now, some people believe in second chances and stuff like that, and that's fair. But some things it's like, bro, you put your children in danger. If he didn't
Yeah.
have his
Like,
kids and stuff like that, or if his kids was in a different like state or something like that, to where they wasn't in danger of having coke in their system, then I could forgive him because we all been there. We all made our mistakes, and he was a dude who shot up. He was streaming to an audience of nobody, and then he got in on the gold mine of Kyle Rittenhouse and blew up, and he got high off his own supply, and next thing you know, he goes from
exactly, yeah.
making a couple of $100, making working his main job to he's going from making a little bit of money working doing YouTube to now he's making more than his main job, and he's now able to quit. Some people, he was one of them that couldn't handle that power, who couldn't handle that level of prestige now, and it went to his head, and now he started doing like the whole swinger parties, and now he's on film getting his allegedly getting domed while his camera is still on.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that clip, man, and you can
Mm-hmm.
tell what's going on in that clip. I was flabbergasted. I was like, dude, really?
Either he was
And
choking
like
it,
the phys-
or somebody was down there.
someone was down there.
Mm-hmm. And yep, but
Somebody was down there, and because you could just tell the way he looked down at the floor and was like, "Why are you doing this now?" It's just like, yeah, dude, we know what's going on there. Like, yeah,
we should do a rival.
fucking bro.
Oh, sorry,
Go
Lucidary
on.
said we should do a rival stream together. Yeah, we could plan that out one day.
I've not played Rivals for a while.
But yeah, what you were saying with Rukeyaka is, I mean, not Rukeyaka, but Nick Rukeda. I mean, it seems like he's doing better. He hasn't been in any other controversial stuff. Most people have forgiven him, so But I understand where you feel about that. So it's just one of them situations where you ain't getting that out of me.
Exactly. Like,
First,
people, there are people like Gary from Nerdrotic.
mm-hmm,
He's very open about his past as a drug abuser and an ex-felon and all of that stuff. And
mm-hmm,
people have said to me, so why can you forgive and have no issue with Gary? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing to forgive. He didn't really harm me or anything. But it's like, why are you okay with Gary, Gary Nerdrotic, and his past, but with Nick, you're not? And I'm just like, well, Gary never put his kids at risk. And when Gary's family sat down, from what I know and from what he said, his family sat him down and gave him the ultimatum to sort himself out, or it was all going to be over. And he went and sorted himself out.
mm-hmm,
Whereas with Nick, it just went off the rails, and that cocaine was found in his kid's system. It doesn't matter how
mm-hmm.
much of it was, or if it was just a trace, it's still cocaine found in that system, that kid's system, and that's fucked up. And I mean, Spider, my views on a lot of things like that from our conversations privately, so you can understand why it really fucking pissed me off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. And it's like Renner Waddick, he was given a choice and he chose to get better. Nick Recato was forced, in a sense, to get better. And, so I can kind of see, but me, yeah, that's where I lost respect for him, is when you put your kids in danger. That's when I was like, yeah, I don't know about that, fam. But it is what it is at this point. I mean, he's getting better now, so that's the only thing we can hope for, is he don't do it again. And never getting banned
Well,
now.
I mean,
What?
people think he's getting better, but he doesn't take those sunglasses off, so he's hiding something. That's for
Mm.
sure. I'm convinced he's either drinking a hell of a lot or he is back on the coke. I'm convinced. One way or
Mm.
the other. I think Shaggins is right.
Well, until then, all we can say is allegedly. But this is what
Yeah,
we were talking.
allegedly.
But this is what we were talking about earlier. If we don't get the black women that just want to twerk their thought pockets all over the spot, we also got the strong, independent women that don't need no man. And this is going to kind of piss a lot of people off, especially somebody who wants to be the provider of their family. So get a load of this bullshit.
He pays every bill, but that's not enough.
You're not sharing screen, dude.
Oh shit, my bad. I thought I was.
I just noticed you're not. No, you're just. I just noticed you're not sharing screen. I was just
Oh,
checking chat. I looked up. I was like, oh.
My bad. Because I shared the X, but then I killed it. I was doing that yesterday with Lillian. I'm so sorry, Lillian, if you're seeing this.
The scuff. Yeah, the scuff.
The
Scuff
scuff.
is here.
He pays every bill, but that's not enough. This is rage bait. And before I even start this, I want to say I have ascended, I have evolved, and I am above it. I am not going to let this take me to a dark place. This has to be rage bait. Regardless of what this person says, I will not let this take me to a dark place. But this has to be rage bait. There's no way.
I agree. What's your name? What's your question?
Hey, my name is Roberta. My question is a man who is willing to take care of you, the kids, and the household, but has no ambition worth staying with?
Wait.
So from that, what do you get from that?
From that, I get that what she sees as ambition is very, very different to what his actual ambitions are. Normally, with women like this, their idea of ambition is a guy that's going to make a shit ton of money and do all kinds of stuff that she wants. She wants a certain kind of life, but his ambitions don't stretch to what she wants and what she wants her life to be. So she doesn't think he's worth staying with, because gone are the days when a guy and a woman, like a married couple, they would be happy to just have the guy be like, oh, okay, you're going to go to work and you're going to work in a supermarket for 12 hours, come back and be with the family. 9 times out of 10, women don't want that anymore. They're not happy with that. They want this as close to the influencer, big time money lifestyle as they can get. And it's just like, you're not going to get that, honey. I'm sorry, but you're not going to get that. You're not worth that. Grow up.
Exactly. And that's the thing, Chad, if you're ever dealing with a woman and if she pull out the words, OG's the 666 woman, yeah. If she ever pull out the word ambitious, end the date right there, and she ain't worth it, because like Carrion said, her ambition, her meaning of ambition is different from the meaning that's either in the dictionary or your meaning of ambition. Because my ambitions could be is make exactly what old dude is doing. I'm working my ass off to make sure that life is good for her and work is optional. Provide a decent house, make sure all the bills is paid, make sure the kids are taken care of, make sure we got it. Her ambition is, let's see how far high we can go. And like Carrion's mentioned, you want that lavish, the pillow princess or the soft life. That's what they want, and they don't know the consequences of that. When a man who has that type of ambition, they don't want those type of men, because first and foremost, that man would never put them first. They will always be second or third. Second, if I'm constantly on the move, I'm constantly doing what I do to get this bread. What makes you think you're gonna be the only chick? That's what a lot of these dudes do. A lot of these dudes that have this ambition that goes all over the rail, they got side pieces. They got side girls. You're not the only one. So
exactly, like a lot of these big ambition guys that she gravitates towards, they have a roster of different chicks on the side. They constantly have a roster. They don't really care. They're not interested in settling down and doing what, having a family and all that kind of stuff. And they're certainly not gonna do it. They know, the guys like that, they know their value and their worth in the terms of like the social side of things, as well as the financial side of things. And they know that all of the women that are in their roster, they're not of equal value in that same regard. So they're not going to settle down with them. They're not going to provide for them. Of course they're not,
No, Oh, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
Oh, that was it.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay, bet. Rebel, nope. If you're that guy, if you had somebody who's confident and know your worth and also got the money and everything to back it up, those girls will put up with it. Like I got a homie who he's not the richest man, but he's like he is tall, he's a very attractive, handsome man, and he has a nice stable income. He has a roster of females, and one time he got caught up. One female put her name on because he has a board of he has one of them calendar boards that he makes notes on and keep track of his day. He didn't notice that one of the girls put her name on the because she knows that she's in a roster, so she tried to sabotage it, and it almost worked.
Oh,
And
right. Yeah.
and the girl seen the name and she was like, "So who is this?" And he was like, "Baby girl, I told you when we first got together that I'm on some grown man stuff, and you said you are a grown woman, so here we are." He said, "Look, you can either stay or go." And guess what she said after that, Karion?
Dude, I don't even like guessing. It's a minefield, man. It's a
Mm-hmm.
minefield. And
Nope.
tell me, let's go for it.
Nope. She said, "Can I at least have Thursday?" So
Oh my God.
she accepted that she was part of the rotation. So one girl tried to blow it up, and the other girl accepted that she was part of the rotation. And I can't say too much, but let's just say the few times I've been over his house, I've seen at least 3 different females. And he showed me a video of a
Damn.
4th female. She sent a video of her leaving his apartment door and like skipping and shit.
Christ, man. Like, I think, I mean, I'm a little bit old fashioned. I'm very much I'm a one woman guy. Like, I will devote myself to that one particular woman, and I expect that in return. And I think that's
Mm-hmm.
fair. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's most
However,
men.
when I'm only like that when it's a committed relationship and we've already established that. We've established that that's what we are. If it's just going out on a few dates, out to dinner and stuff like that, then I have no qualms about, taking other women out for dinner. But until
Mm-hmm.
we both sit down and say, yes, this is a committed monogamous relationship, then that's it. She's the only woman in my world as in
Yeah.
that regard, you know. Um, but no, like I never really did a roster back when I was like in my teens and high school and stuff. I slept around a bit, but I was like one night stands. It wasn't really a roster or anything.
I did. It sucked. Especially because you don't know what these females are doing.
Yeah, like
But
I
no,
couldn't juggle it. I couldn't juggle. I couldn't manage that many like women like that I'm having all these intimate relations with on like a roster. Like if it's one night stands, it's fine because it's like
hmm
one time thing, boom, you're done. But like having 3 or 4 different women I'm having all these relations with, it would I would go insane, dude. I wouldn't be able to keep up with it, you know?
it was definitely
Because
a
of course
headache. No, go ahead. Go
most of
ahead.
them don't like it. When they find out
No,
they're in a roster, they
nope.
fucking hate it. They
Nope, nope,
hate it.
nope.
Most
They
of them
like
do.
it. Nope, they like it. Females want males that other females want. They don't want losers. So if they find
Well,
out
yeah,
that,
there
now you have to be
there's
honest about it. You can't lie about it. That's when they hate it. If you're honest about it and you show them like, no, I'm legit. I am about that life. They will put up with it.
well, you've had very different experiences because over here, I know guys that have had like the rosters going on, and the women have found out and they fucking hate it. They all walked away from him because they
hmm
all wanted him to be devoted to them individually. So maybe it's
That's probably
a
what he was
UK
telling
thing,
them.
a UK,
He was
UK
probably telling
difference,
them
and
that they were the only chick and that was the girlfriend and stuff like that. Me, I wasn't
mm,
I wasn't as open about it that I am now. Now I'm pretty much open. Then I was vaguely we here when we together when we together, we not when we not. I was vague. I was more vague about it. And if they ask questions, I just tell them to mind their own business. Um, that's when I had my roster, and it did get annoying. It did suck sometimes because you did, like you said earlier, you're dealing with 3 different people and 3 different attitudes. So it's like, here we fucking go, and shit happened. And this what made me start saying, okay, yeah, I'm done with that. I'm good with one woman. But to reply to what Rebel said earlier, if why marry a chick when you have when you have the litter, when you pretty much have pretty much you can get almost any woman you want. Why commit yourself to one woman? And that's how a lot of these dudes do, and that's what a lot of these women want. Black women and modern women are in general, hypergamy issue. Yep, I'm vanilla. Then I'm only had one at a time. That's the best way. I'm not saying I had a roster as a way to brag and stuff like that. No, I'm just saying I had that experience. Having a roster, it could be a good thing. It can most likely be a bad thing. Mine's it leaned towards the bad thing, where my homies, his is a good thing. But it depends on how you do it. If you're upfront about it, most girls are going to accept it because you're showing your value in other girls want him, so I need to go ahead and stay attached. Now, if you're somebody that females don't want, then yeah, they're going to look at you like they're going to look at it as they're doing you a favor by being with you. And if you,
That's the strangest thing. That is the
mhm.
strangest thing, man. But it's like because like over here, the culture around like rosters seems to be a woman is allowed to have a roster of men, but a man is not allowed to have a roster of women.
That's
That's
bec-
what it's like over here
that's
in the
because
UK.
the
It's
roles have
strange.
been reversed. Feminism and we let feminism take over to the point to where things got reversed, where we
Oh yeah.
brainwash females into thinking to start acting like men, and hypergamy it really did kick in, and now because the guys that was already getting it, they already knew what was going to happen. Okay, I don't have to date you. I don't have to commit to you. I don't have to take you out on restaurants. I don't have to meet this bar in order to have relations with you. Now you're just as open as I am. So that's why you're getting a lot of that. That's why you're getting a lot of hookup culture. Back then in the early days, a dude had to prove something to the female in order to, get relations from her. Of course, there were some women that was loosey goosey, but that wasn't most women. Now it's most women, and now that we in a market to where the women are engaging in sex more than the men, now men are being brainwashed into thinking that polyamory is a good thing, and the women should have the
Oh man.
roster and not the men. And like back then it was called booty calls, and now we got
Mm.
foodie calls. Women is only going on dates to get a free meal and not actually
Yeah, like
committing.
but the polyamory thing is fucking vile. It's disgusting.
That's what it's called,
Um
Marxism. Yep. Favors,
yeah,
roster, side chicks with a schedule. It's all bullshit. I want to go back to simpler times. Yep. Feminism has emboldened the double standard. Yep. We traded one
oh
double
yeah,
standard
definitely.
for another double standard, and this is where I agree with Dutch Matrix when he talked about the institution of being married and stuff like that. Marriage stopped a lot of this stuff from happening because you have to be committed to
Mm,
one person only. One person only, and
absolutely.
the only way out of this marriage, is death or adultery or abuse.
Yeah,
Those are the
like
only.
I
Go ahead, go ahead.
the big problem is now with marriage is it's not worth it. You know,
That's cause.
when she can stroll in, take half your shit and the kids and the house, and then you're left on the street.
Mm-hmm.
That's not. That's like the religious version of marriage, where it's like it is until death do us part, or there's abuse going on, or something like that, where divorce isn't a thing. Like that is how marriage fucking should be. Like
Mm-hmm.
but then again, we live in a world that we live in now. I'm not religious, as pretty much everyone here knows
Prenups,
in
yeah.
chat. But yeah, prenups, they're a thing. But the
Mm-hmm.
problem is they know what that means. When you say prenup, a lot of women go, "Oh my God, I can't do that," and
Mm-hmm.
then you don't
Then don't
get
get married.
married. So
Yeah, don't get married because
exactly, don't get married.
I'm making it known that even if I do become somebody great, if I do like have a successful career in streaming and all that stuff, or even if I'm just have a stable income, you're signing a prenup. That's the only way
Oh
into
yeah.
marriage. You're signing a prenup because it's not. I don't go into insurance. I'm not buying insurance hoping that I have a car accident. It's just in case shit happens because life.
Mm,
I don't want a prenup because I don't trust you, but shit happens, life, and I'm not going to have a prenup solely just protect me. It's to protect the relationship as a whole. I'm going to have a prenup that's ironclad, that it protects me and it protects you. I'm going to have a strong cheating clause. If I cheat, I lose everything. If you cheat, you lose everything. If we have a mutual divorce, I get half, you get half. But it's gonna be steps. It's gonna be years. It ain't gonna be no, oh well, you make it this many times and stuff like that. And no, 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 no. It's gonna be checkpoints that me and her both have to do in order for the divorce to work out. We have to get marriage counseling. We have to get individual counseling. We have to be separated. There's going to be a chain of events that has to happen before there's 50-50 split, because I
Oh yeah.
actually want my marriage to actually try. If before the divorce, I want to be sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that I've tried to save my marriage.
Yeah, you want to be sure that you've done everything you can before, divorce is the only option, basically.
Mm-hmm. And what needs to happen is
Which
more men needs to step up, and like, because what Florida's doing, Florida got rid of the alimony. Now they women still get alimony, but it's no longer forever. It's only a certain amount of years. States like
see,
Kentucky made uh child's 50-50 split. The woman no longer automatically gets full custody of the child. It's 50-50 now. Guess what happened
mm,
when Florida got rid of the alimony? Guess what? Marriages, women stopped divorcing their men. When Kentucky got rid of the the women default getting the full custody, when they made it 50-50, marriages, divorce rates dropped. When you remove the incentives to get a divorce, or if you remove the rewards that divorce come and actually make divorces punishments like how they were back in the day, well, oh, shocker,
mm.
people stay married.
Yeah, there's a thing, man. Alimony is not a thing here in the UK. It doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but that's another reason why a lot of people in America don't get married anymore. A lot of guys don't want to get married because they know
Mm-hmm.
exactly they know the kind of chick they're seeing. It's like, oh, if I marry this girl,
But
she's
that's
gonna
the
divorce me in a couple years just for the alimony.
but that's the thing. Why,
And
if you know that for sure, if you have that thought in your head, then why deal with this woman? Why not just get rid of her? That's
well,
the
that's the
fault of
thing.
the guy.
Yeah, but like the guys I'm talking about are the ones that are like, if I marry this girl, this is what's going to happen. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to marry her, but I'm going to
Yeah.
continue to see her. And a lot of the guys that do that are like, I don't think I can get anyone else. So I'm just going to continue to see her and like lead her on about marriage. And then when I find
Mm-hmm.
someone better, I'll kick her down the road. That's the kind of stuff that guys are doing now. And
Yeah, and
guys, honestly, a lot of us don't like doing that kind of shit. It does eat
mm-hmm.
us up inside a lot of the time. A lot of women don't realize that,
Mm-hmm.
but that's true. Guys,
Yeah.
we might act a certain way and appear a certain way, but on the inside, 99% of us are actually big softies, really.
Mm-hmm. And that's fair, but then again, if you don't see yourself for the future with that woman, why hold on to her? And that's what things guys need to stop doing. Guys need to become more comfortable with the fact of being alone and going a couple of months without seeing somebody. It sucks. Don't get me wrong, it sucks, but you're only doing more damage to yourself and her. If you realize there's no future, it's best to let her go. And if you was able to get her, you can get another person. Same thing I say for a female. If you was able to get him, you can get another person. And that's the thing. If I don't see a future with you, I'm not gonna string you on. Like, that was in my early 20s and stuff like that. In my 30s, nah, I ain't doing that shit. Like, I want to find me a woman that I can see myself a future with. I want to marry her, and then I want to put babies in her, and then I do what I got to do to make sure that my wife and children is happy. you know so if you don't see yourself with if you don't see yourself with this woman, if you think that this type of woman is going to divorce you and take all your assets or take your children away from you, then why still deal with that woman? Why run the risk of still sleeping with that woman and getting her pregnant? Because either way, if you get her pregnant, that your assets are gone. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but that's contraception is a thing. In that
True.
regard, I mean, I don't agree. I think the native populations of countries here in the West, whether that be the native white population or the
Mm-hmm.
native black population, I think babies need to be being had.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think contraception's there for a reason. Use it if only to protect yourself and your future assets, that kind of thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
hate talking like that because it sounds really mercantile and clinical and nasty, but it's true. You gotta
No,
think that way these days, it seems.
no, it's important for these conversations to be had because people don't hear the man side of things and how men feel. We only hear how the women feels, and then when we do have conversations like these, the default response to men are, oh well, they're incels and this that, and the third, when it's not. That's the furthest from the
Mm.
truth and stuff like that. And most men that talk like this, a lot of them can get the box and stuff like that. It's just a lot of men are starting to opt out, like with the whole Asmongold situation, where he's saying, "Yeah, sex is cool and all. I just rather play PlayStation," and that's what women don't understand. Why would a dude rather play PlayStation than to have sexual intercourse? Well, when
Yeah.
the PlayStation is more pleasurable and more peaceful than the woman, men are going to naturally default to pleasurable, peaceful, because at the end of the day, that's what men want. We want peace. At the end of the day,
Yeah, that is
peace.
true. Yeah, it was like I have noticed last sort of year, I would say from early 2025 up to now, I started noticing it, and I've just been noticing it with increased frequency. A lot of women going, "Why are men not dating? Why are men not approaching us? Why are they not doing this? Why are they not doing that? Do men still open doors for women? Do men still give up their seats for women on public transport?" And they're starting to realize now the consequences of their own bullshit. They're starting to
Mm-hmm.
realize, oh, feminism lied. It was all
Mm-hmm.
bullshit, and now the dildo of consequences is arriving, and it's not got lube on it, and they're
Mm-hmm.
not liking it at all. They're fucking hating it, and it's
Mm-hmm.
hilarious.
Yep, because they was brainwashing to thinking being a slave for a corporation was better than being a wife to a man, and they saw being wise with slavery when this furthest from the truth. Now, don't get me wrong,
Hmm.
where there's some bad, terrible husbands out there, of course, there's never going to be a perfect husband. There's never going to be a good guy. I mean, there's never going to be all good guy. There's going to be some dudes that's going to be from not so great to horrible to absolute pieces of shit. But for the
Oh yeah,
most part, there was mostly good husbands. And then even back then, when women were seen as property to these men, you couldn't abuse your wife in front of other men. You raise your voice to even your wife, even though she was seen as your property. If you raise your voice to her, other men gonna be like, "Hey, fam, don't talk to her like that, bro."
oh yeah,
And they
absolutely. I
they
mean,
see you, a man see you raise your hand to a woman, you getting your shit rocked.
absolutely. I very much like that now. If like same with Shaggins, like if we go on a night out and we see a couple arguing, we just kind of stand there and kind of watch as discreetly as possible. Because if he goes to swing hands, we're swinging hands on him.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Mm-hmm.
getting on the floor. He ain't getting back up. Absolutely not.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if she's in the wrong. All
Mm-hmm.
right. If she's coming at him with a knife, different story, dude. Go ham. She's trying to kill you. That's a different story. But, if you're just having an argument and it's something that she's caused, because she cheated on you or something, don't slap her. Just walk away. Just have an
Mm-hmm.
argument and leave. If
Mm-hmm.
she's trying to kill you, that's a different story. Like I said, coming at you with a knife or a gun or something like that, I think at
Mm-hmm.
that point, equality
Well, that
goes out the
is
fucking window. you
yeah, that
know?
is self defense. Yeah, that is self defense at that point. If she's coming at you
Yeah.
with a butcher knife,
Yeah. If you're just
then by
having an
all means,
argument over
mm-hmm.
whatever, just
And
don't
keep it at that.
never raise your hand to her.
Yep, because I had that
Absolutely
situation
not.
happen. Me and my homie. This is when I had bought my first apartment. Me and my homie was just chilling. We heard some dude just going off, and we were like, "What the hell is that?" So we finally, peeked through the blinds, and we seen dude just going in on this girl, and he kept getting in her face like he was gonna swing on her. And I was like, "Hey, bro, hey, check this shit out." And he looked, and he was like, "All right, bro, bet." So we seen him do
Yeah.
it two more times. That third time, man, I opened the balcony door, the slide door, and we both stepped out, and I made sure to open that bitch loud too, so he can hear it. And when he saw both of us stand up and look at him, and we gave him that, go ahead, continue. He hurried up and hushed the hell up, and he calmly grabbed his girlfriend and went inside the house, and we didn't hear a peep out of that house or out of that unit. Like,
Yeah, man.
yeah, because you get in her face again, or you swing on her. Like you said, you gonna have two dudes stump you the hell out, and that's what was
Absolutely.
lost. And I see it in chat. The Me Too. Where was it? I tried to laugh about it, cover it all up, but I tried to laugh about it. Okay, it's the lyrics. And where was it? Where was it in chat? Somebody seen it. Rebel cops. I open doors every day. Yeah, I open doors every day. Like there's men that still open doors and still willing to be polite for not only women but children and other
Oh yeah.
adult males. Like I open it every time I get a chance to open the door. I open the door. Uh, Elucidator. Yep. Ever since Me Too, here we go. Ever since Me Too, feminism has eroded the male and female's relations to be a chilling effect. Dudes are in mass opting out. Yeah. At first it started with MGTOW and go your own way and just find purpose and do whatever you can to achieve your purpose. And then a woman will come by consequences of you focusing and achieving your purpose. And now dudes are starting to have starting to think like, see, Asmongold, people are not being brainwashed by Asmongold. Asmongold is just willing to say how men as a whole are feeling.
Yeah, Asmon's just looking. Asmon is a classic example of the guy that looks at what's happening and he calls it out and he makes people aware of it. That's all Asmon is.
Just like Joe Rogan, everybody thinks Joe Rogan was a trendsetter or change things. No, Joe Rogan is just a guy who's looking at what's going on and just saying, "Hey, this is what's going on." There's just the people who's saying, "Yeah, this is what's going on." What up, Dutch? What did I miss? We're going over like how hookup culture sucks. We agree with you that no. We agree. Put the bat down. Put the bat down. We agreeing with you that marriage is a better way to handle what's going on with current relationships and stuff like that. But marriages need to be updated. See me, I think marriages should be um there should be no fault divorce and there should be fault divorce. No fault divorce will work simply like this. You admit there's no fault in a relationship. You just want to be out for whatever reason. Fine. You don't get nothing. You don't get none of the assets that was built from the marriage because you broke the sanctity. You broke the sanctity of the marriage. You want to be out. So this is your punishment. You get nothing out. The only thing you would get is probably the money. Let's say if y'all both had a shared savings account and if y'all agreed to have a certain amount put in within the shared account, you'll get that. And if you have a vehicle in your name and stuff like that, so pretty much everything that's your name on it, you'll get that. But the house, you ain't getting that. The you half of all the other stuff, you're not getting that. You're only getting enough to get you another apartment or get you another apartment. You only get enough that way you are not out here starving and stuff like that. That's the only thing you're getting. And then at fault divorce where abuse, adultery, and all that stuff is going on. That's what I think that should happen. If you get a divorce and there's no fault, then you get nothing. I think that would slow a lot of things down and also make it fair for men everywhere. If there's a divorce, 50-50 of the kids, no matter what, unless you can prove one side was bad than the other. No fault divorce needs to go away. It's currently away. I obviously don't agree with divorce in anything, but cheating and some rare other cases, but similar to abort. It should be very rare. Yeah, I feel you. But no, like I said, if we're gonna have fault and no fault divorce, then no fault divorce means you admit there's nothing wrong with this person. They're not doing anything wrong. You want out, so you should get nothing. You should get nothing. That should be the punishment.
I think with no fault. Go on.
No, you'll be granted the divorce, but you don't get none of the proceeds and none of the assets of that came from the marriage. The only thing you'll get is a vehicle that way you can go to and from work, and enough to where you can get you an apartment and stuff like that, and you won't just be ass out in the stuck out in the rain, shit like that. That's how I feel. You should get the bare minimum out, but any proceeds from the marriage, no. But go ahead.
I think with no fault divorce, I think if it has to be a thing, I think that both parties should only exit that marriage and go into that divorce with whatever it was they had before they got married. So if you both have a car, you both leave with that car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you both have financial assets before you got married, then those financial assets remain yours after the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that kind of thing. I think that's how it should work. And when it comes to any joint money and stuff like that that was happened in the marriage, then you can figure that out in the divorce itself. But you know, when it
Okay,
comes
that's
to
fair.
like buying a house together, that kind of thing,
No, you don't get the house.
there
Yeah,
is
I don't
yeah, you
think.
don't get the house. I mean,
I don't think there shouldn't be
I
a sale like, oh, we'll sell off your portion. There should be a legal document that says you want the divorce. You sign this paper and you're out. There shouldn't be no selling. Oh well, I will sell my side of the house and I get the proceeds from that. No, like what you said. Whatever you came into this marriage in, that's what you're leaving. You shouldn't. If you want out, you don't get the house. Period. You don't get nothing from the house. You
yeah.
don't get no. We don't sell your share or the money that you put into getting the house. They say you help save and get the down payment into getting the house. You don't get none of that. That's the punishment. You want it out for whatever reason. You're not happy. You want out this marriage. Here you go.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Dutch Matrix, and Rebel, maybe you need to be the next one on my show, and we can. They're discussing the show topics. Stop them from clean. No, yeah, alimony should be gone. Claiming, yeah, alimony should be gone. Nope, nope. Y'all make your own money now.
Yeah,
You don't get
exactly.
alimony, especially if we find out that you're cheating.
Yeah, that's like
When
one of the cool things about marriage in the UK is you don't have alimony for a divorce. So
mm-hmm.
that's the only benefit really to marriage in the UK these days.
Mm-hmm. And Sybe said that's what him and his first wife did. They sucked being married and they didn't want to live well together. So they had a clean divorce, which that's what most men want. Let's just make it as clean and smooth as possible. I went through that time in life thinking that I honestly still don't blame men for thinking that way in the current climate. And okay, the rebels want to set up want to try to set up the show. Tell the mom or dad thing. I guess that's dildo. That's from dildo to you. Carry on. And
Oh, the mom or dad thing. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
So I came across a Reddit post a couple months ago, and I told Shaggins about it because it was absolutely hilarious. And it was this woman, right?
mm-hmm,
She filed for divorce from her husband, and because she met some other guy who was much better for her. You know, the guy that she got married to, he was just like a financial security blanket for her, all that kind of shit, right?
a placeholder essentially.
Yeah, basically. So she filed for divorce and she went along to the meeting with her lawyers and stuff. And the lawyer said, "Yeah, you're not getting anything." And she was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you're not getting anything apart from the stuff you already had when you started the marriage." And she was like, "Why? Why? Why?" Turns out the guy had registered the house in his parents' name. He had
Yeah, let's
registered
go.
all the cars apart from the one she had when they got married, all in his parents' name. All finances,
Mm-hmm.
all money, everything was all registered in his parents' name. And he, when asked why, she asked him why he'd done that, and his parents had told him to do it just in case she filed for divorce.
Nice. Got
So that's
everything
one
in my
way. That's one way to
mama's
keep your
name.
shit.
Yeah.
That's one way to keep your shit, fellas. That's one way to keep all your shit. Do that.
Yep, you got no assets. Your parents own everything, so you don't have
Yep.
no assets. Let's fucking go. Yep, for shit like that. For shit like fucking that.
So, fellas, that's my advice on that. Go do that shit.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Alimony definitely needs to be gone. Sybe, hey Spider, if you remember that topic we talked about originally, if talk about it, if you want to jump on and talk about it now or when we have our own show, I got you. It's up to you, bro. My show is as long as they don't violate TOS. Okay, Rebel. I don't think it's even necessary to disagree with you. I only think that it was oh shit, it jumped. That is what I want because I've never been married. But I should. It's still a good show. Okay, bet. That was from back then when women couldn't work. Now women generally get paid higher than men. No alimony if you can work. Yep. That I think alimony should go away. Women work now. Y'all got your own money, so y'all shouldn't get alimony. Women get alimony if majority stop working and go back to being housewives. 100% agree, Dutch Matrix. We don't want anything. She never took my name, so it was a clean break. That's a bit. Then everybody agreeing with the parent story. Yep, good call. Yep. Put your trust in your parents. You're working at the moment. All right, bet. So whenever we have our show, if you still up for it, we'll talk about it. Spydr, I caught the big timers. Song relief. Black men to black men. Yep. But yeah, that. What I was gonna say. Before the story. It was something else. I was looking at chat. It was something. Okay, tell them about the mom and dad thing. So it was. It was something. I think before we got into that, we talked about the what is it? Contraceptives. Even with that, the contraceptives, I don't think. Yeah, we have contraceptives and all that, but do you really trust females to stay on top of using that, or even with you, condoms do break,
Yeah, that's true.
So that's what I'm saying. If you don't see any potential with this woman, don't. I know it's gonna suck because, and most dudes, mainly the main reason why is because that it's still sexual access, and that's the main reason why they keep these bras because she's better than my hand. But nah, it's if you don't see no potential future with this woman, it's best to let that woman go.
Yeah, like
Sure.
I would agree
Mm-hmm.
from my own personal standpoint, but like from the perspective of other guys and guys I know, like a lot of guys they don't like being alone.
Oh yeah, coming from a guy who is alone,
So
it sucks. It sucks
oh
major
yeah,
dick. But
like
unfortunately, go
for
ahead.
me, like I hate being alone. I can be,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm fine with being alone. The because I know what I want. I know that just having a woman there is not enough. Like I
Mm-hmm.
need just sleeping with a woman is not enough. I need
Mm-hmm.
to have the romance side of it all as well. I need the
A woman.
cuddles and the hanging out and all that stuff. I don't just need the intercourse side of
Mm-hmm.
things like a lot of guys do.
You want a woman that's
So
legit, in your
yeah,
corner, and that's
exactly.
yeah, and that's most men. We just want a woman to be nice to us, just to be legit in our corner, to be legitimately happy when she sees us walking through the door. You know what I'm saying? Because us men, even though we don't show it as much because we ain't supposed to. Most men, we're happy if we had a shit day at work, and I'm sure Dutch Matrix can, and if anybody else, Side B and Dutch Matrix, I'm pretty sure y'all can attest to this. Y'all can have a shitty ass long day at work, but all that goes away as soon as y'all see y'all wives. Am I right or am I wrong? And if anybody else has a girlfriend or a lady, let me know.
Oh, dude, like, last year with
Mm-hmm.
when I was still with my ex and stuff, I used to go back to her place after I'd been to work and stuff, and I just walk into her living room and she'd look up at me and smile and everything would just go boom. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, this is it. So, yeah, it's true,
Side be saying
you know.
98% of the time. You gotta throw that 2% when women. Oh shit. But yeah, dude, like when I had my situations and stuff like that, receiving a good morning text, a good night text, having somebody to talk to throughout most of the day, having somebody who's legit in your corner that's cheering you on. You tell them you're having a bad day, they sit and talk to you, and that shit feels good, brother. That shit feel good. And
It does.
most men will crawl through hell with gasoline on with gas. They Most men will pour gasoline on themselves, crawl through hell there and back just to have that, you know.
Oh yeah.
But both parties, we both red pill and the feminist movement is got men hating women and women hating men. So now we're at this influx of we have two parties that wants to be together, but because of everything that's going on, hate each other, and essentially both parties saying I got to get you before you get me.
Yeah, I mean that you're missing the third kind of group, right? That I call the gray pilled people.
Mm-hmm.
They're the people that are like, oh, things can get better, but they
Mm-hmm.
probably won't. And they're the kind of people like Shaggins, who after him and Elisa broke up a few months ago, like that whole thing ended. He's just gone. I'm not doing it anymore. He's given up on relationships. He's given up on everything, and he won't mind me saying this.
Mm-hmm.
But like he's walked away from that whole thing. He's like, dude, I've given up. I just can't be bothered with it anymore. There's no point, you know. Or either find someone who ticks all the boxes or most of the boxes, but they don't tick the most important like four boxes, if you will. There's four boxes you must have. They don't tick one of those,
Mm-hmm.
then there's no point being with it. You know, if just those four boxes they tick those, everything else they don't, then she's golden. Keep her. Don't let her go.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah,
she
you
ticks
don't.
all the other boxes, but there's one of those four missing, one of those four essentials missing,
Mm-hmm.
don't bother. And a
Yeah.
lot of people don't tick those four boxes for him, so he's given up on it. You know, he's walked away. Um, I don't blame him. You know, I don't. You know, he's just doing his
I
thing.
mean,
And this is where a lot of guys now they're just happy to just stay indoors, play video games, go on vacation with the guys because it's just what's the point? What is out
it's
there?
peace.
You
It's
know?
more pleasurable. It's more pleasurable and it's
Exactly.
peace. No, I can understand, especially being fresh from a relationship and stuff like that. Buddy is still hurt, you know. But sometimes it is good to say, you know what, let me just focus on myself and, like I said, find purpose. Because when you find purpose and when you better yourself, you know, you're going to the gym, you're better in your wallet, you're fixing your finances and stuff like that. And if you have a goal and you're achieving your goal, then sometimes the right woman will come along because, like I said, it's the when I told you before, you have the power to force the world to change to the new you. But first, you have to become the new you. You have to change yourself first. Once you change yourself, the world is forced to adapt to the new you. And one of those adaptations could be a woman. You never know, but unless you try, you won't ever know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
yeah, that yeah.
it's
Yeah,
better to
I mean
die
there's
trying than to not try at all. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean that's very true, but I think there's a whole subset of men, and I think women are starting to come around to this too, is that they've tried that, they've done it all, they've picked themselves up, dusted themselves off, tried again multiple times,
Mm-hmm.
many times, and it's just they just keep falling in the same place. And
Yeah.
the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and
Mm-hmm.
expecting a different
Mm-hmm.
result. So I think you got a lot of people who had just got to a point where they're like, I've done it. I've tried it all. I've gone and got the better job multiple times. I've gone to the
Mm-hmm.
gym multiple times. I've bettered myself in every way that it can be done. And I'm still getting nowhere. I'm still no further along than I was when I was 20 years old. What is the fucking point? And these people are all coming to like my age now, 29, 30, 31, and they're all just checking out because they're just like, I've tried the last 10 years over and over and over again
Mm-hmm.
and it's just got nowhere. So I think that's what's happening. You're getting a lot of people just giving up. They're not hating on anybody. They're not hating on women. They're not hating on men, but they're just giving up and walking away because they're tired of trying. You know, they're not necessarily waving the white flag, but
Mm-hmm.
some
No.
people get to a point where they're just like, I just can't do it anymore. You got to accept when it's over, and
Mm-hmm.
just go find peace as best you can doing other things. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot more of in the years to come if things don't start changing rapidly in the next sort of 4 or 5 years. I think by the time we hit 2038, we're going to see a massive amount of people who just walked away and just don't, that kind of social pariahs en masse, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and the male suicide rate is going to skyrocket higher than ever.
That's a chance, definitely a chance of that happening. It might be one of those situations where it might happen, and it might not. Only time can tell. But I definitely see what you're saying, because dealing with relationships, getting your heart broken, that shit hurts. That shit hurts. So I understand why people are choosing to give up, and we have this influx of both parties, looking for love in all the wrong places or constantly running to the wrong people. But that's why I say sometimes it's best not to focus on it, but just focus on yourself and do what you need to do to better your life. Because when you're doing that, when you're not so focused on looking for a relationship, when you're not so focused on, like, if you're not focused on it, but you leave the door open, then there's a good chance that the right person will walk through the door, but you just can't go
But yeah,
looking for it.
there's always that, that chance. But then there are people out there again, they've tried that. They've tried not looking for it. They've tried
No,
focusing on everything else but that, and it still hasn't happened. And I think
but that means they still
that's where
focused
a
on
lot
it.
of those people are.
No, that means they're still focused on it. If you're truly not focused on a relationship, then you mainly just doing what you're doing. You're comfortable with being alone. You already accepted the fact that you might die alone. So you just live in life. You live in life to the best and to the fullest. But you're not. The only thing that's different is you're not closing. You're not shutting nobody out. You're still leaving that door open. You're just not focused on that door. And if somebody comes along, hell yeah, let's see if we can work something out. If somebody don't comes along, then it's like, well, you know, I did what I did. Cause me, I want to be married. I want that. I want to be married. I want children. But I've gotten comfortable, even though it sucks, with being alone. You know, I accepted the fact that I might die alone, but I still have that door open because I never know who might come into my life, and that's why I'm going back to the gym. That's why I'm getting my life back in to order, because if I'm gonna die alone, then I'm gonna try to make as many great memories as I can before that time comes where I kick the bucket. I'm gonna go to Japan. I'm gonna try to work my ass off and get that damn Lamborghini. I'm gonna try to get me a nice house, and if a woman comes along, fuck yeah, let's go. Let's see if we can make something happen. If it doesn't happen, then you know. But that's where I'm at, and I think that's where most men need to start doing. Because if most men start doing that, get comfortable with that fact, stop paying for OnlyFans, stop giving women that doesn't want your attention the attention, and they just start focusing on themselves. Because women will adapt to whatever the men are doing. Because women, their currency is attention. That's women's currency.
Mm.
So if they realize that the buffoonery that's going on that's not attracting men, they will adapt to it. A lot of them, a lot of them are gonna cry, bitch, and moan, and they're gonna try to play the feminist card. They're gonna try to say that women should stay strong and this, that, and the third, and be happy. Now, most women are gonna yield, and most women are gonna start adapting to the new era of men, and they're gonna start saying, okay, we want these type of men, and these are what these type of men are saying. So I'm gonna do it. Like the whole trad wife stuff. When the trad wife thing blew up, that's why it blew up, and that's why a lot of women are saying, "Okay, I'll be a trad wife," because they seen men saying, "No more of this. I want a traditional woman," and that's why a lot of them
Like,
started doing the whole.
has it blown up though? Has the trad wife thing blown up though? Because like I've seen it rising, but I wouldn't say it's blown up yet. Because I don't see
it's
I
becoming
don't
a
see
thing.
millions of women crying out to be trad wives. I see a few 100,000 online. I don't see millions upon millions crying out to be.
Because the media machine is doing what the media machine is doing best, is selling out propaganda, and it's showing you mainly the women that's fighting back against it. It's not showing you the women that are going forward. Just like with the whole trans situation, they're only showing you the people who wants to transition, but they're not showing you the detransitioners, because the growing number of detransitioners are growing more and more and more and more. Or I could even do like the
Oh yeah,
whole
I know.
controversy with Sony. Sony wants you to believe that the main market is digital, and they're trying to hide the fact that no, there's a good market of there's a good market of physical buyers, a lot more than what they're alluding to. This is the whole propaganda machine that's working against us, to keeping us separate. Most females want to be married. Most females want to be wives. Most females want to quit their jobs and have children, but they're being brainwashed into say, okay, well, if you want that life, it has to be somebody that can give you this affluent lifestyle, that can give you this pillow princess treatment. That's what they're being tricked and brainwashed into thinking that's what they need, instead of saying both parties. Basically, they're being tricked to get a guy that's at the finish line and not help a guy that's doing the race. And that was the whole dribble the basketball with me. You know, you wasn't running this race with me, and that's where this woman right here, that's that's in the show, she's not running the race with the guy. She's just trying to wait on him to be at the finish line, and then she wants to start giving him everything that that he deserves. And when you do stuff like that, you're why should I commit to you? I did the work. I put in the work.
Exactly.
You was just there. You didn't give me no you didn't hand me no Gatorade. You didn't have me no water. You didn't hand me a meal. You didn't dribble the ball with me. You didn't go through drills with me. You just stood there while I did this work. So why should I share
Yeah.
this? Why should I share the spoils, the fruits of my labor with you?
Yeah,
And that's what.
it reminds
Mhm.
what you just said there reminds me of something Shaggins wrote in one of his books once, because Shaggins was trying to be a writer for a long
And
time. But he wrote a book that there was a line
thank
in
you
the
for coming
book
to the show,
that
Lucky.
said,
Sorry, Lucky. Batches.
"All right, see you later, Lucky."
He's dipping
Yeah.
out. Thank you for coming to the show, brother.
See you later, Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Shaggins wrote this line in one of his books was, "You didn't walk through the fire with me, so
Mhm.
you don't get to be in the sun, in the
Mm.
calm afterwards." It was something along those lines, and it's just like what you were saying there. Just reminded me of that line. It was
Mhm.
a banger of a line.
Yep. If you're not willing to run through these trenches with me, and we work as a team, we work as a unit to get to this type of lifestyle, then why shall I? Why do you deserve it? And this is why a lot of these women, when they get to these guys and these type of guys that are going off a place, that's why they have to share him. Or this is why they, if they were together and she didn't help him no way, shape, or form, she didn't support him, she didn't cheer him on. This is why when they do make it, they end up breaking up with the chick, and she's all excited because she think we made it. It's like, no, I made it. Me made it, not we. Me. And that's why a lot of times they often get broken up with, and they're left with the Pookies and Ray Rays and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think Donnie raises a good point in chat. Actually, he
Mm-hmm.
says, "As as much as I want to agree, Spider, unfortunately, I feel the biggest barrier for this is the first step for men. The entry bar is being kept by our older generations and foreigners in the job market. It makes no sense that I can't get a job to get my life on track, but I can't because these foreigners who can't speak English can get one easily, or a dude gets his friends in the door first. It's bull.
Mm-hmm.
Another issue is, oh, he's got me on here as well. Another issue in Kyrion's argument, a lot of women are LARPing, wanting to the
Here, I'm
bad
gonna use
life
the restroom, but I can still
values,
hear you.
but they have a very skewed definition of traditional culture. Yeah, that's very true. Donnie, you raise a lot of really good and very true points there. Um, I've experienced a lot of the same job troubles you have. When I've fallen out of employment, when I had to leave my last job at the supermarket that I was working at, it's like, damn, man, where I am, it's so in the UK, there's a whole different set of problems. Employment wise, because we're a very seasonal workplace. There's a lot of seasonal work here. Um, and you've got a lot of caring for the elderly, like in retirement homes and stuff like that. And I can't deal with that kind of work. I don't have the emotional stuff to be able to do that. So that's why I've never gone that way. But like I said, the rest of it is all seasonal stuff. So, you try to get a job at the supermarket or at a KFC or something that's permanent and all year round. It's not seasonal. You're competing with like 60, 70,000 other people in the county for that one job at that one KFC. So you've got that going against you. You've got the foreigners market coming in too, which of course is
Doing a lot of damage.
That's a whole, yeah, that's done a lot of damage. Brings a lot with it, a lot more problems, as well as just the employment side. But you also, as you said, you've got the old generations keeping the door closed so they can get their grandson or their son in the door, and then his friends get through the back door as well. And then there's
Nepotism.
another thing as well I've experienced a few times when I've been job hunting is I'll apply for a job, I'll go in for an interview, and then I'll come out of the interview, and then a couple weeks later I'll get an email that says, "Oh, we've filled this position internally through the company." So it's just like, oh, so you got someone from another part of the country or another store to come in and work in this one. Why on earth would you put out a call for employment when you can just get people from other parts of the country that work in the same company to do that? You know, just do that from the get-go and don't advertise the job, or don't recruit and move people around internally if you're trying to get new people in. And Donnie's other point about the women these days, they have a very skewed definition of traditional life and culture. Yeah, that's very, very true as well. You get a lot of women out there who are still, feminism has done a lot of damage to a lot of generations of young women, so much so that they think that they can have their cake and eat it. They can still have the quote unquote traditional marriage, but with the benefits of a lot of the feminism bullshit. Um, which you can't have, because tradition and feminism are completely opposed to each other in so many ways. It's like I'm not afraid or ashamed to admit this online because I've admitted it to people in person. If I was to meet a woman and she was, she had a job that was, she was a nurse, not that I would date a nurse again, but if she was like a nurse or a
Oh no, don't
doctor
date
or a
nurses.
dentist, or if she was a doctor or a dentist or a teacher or something, and she said to me, she said, okay, I'm pregnant, but I don't want to not work. I don't want to give up my job because I wanted to be a teacher, for argument's sake. That's all I've ever wanted to be is career-wise, and I'm finally doing that. I don't want to give up that job. I would have no qualms, no issue with going, okay, honey, that's fine. We'll do the postnatal time off that you got done, then you can go back to work. I'll stay at home and raise the kid. I'll be a stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home house husband. That doesn't bother me at all. And to be honest, I would be in my fucking element at that point because I always wanted to be a dad. I want to be there for my kids, so I'll be having the best time ever at home. Doesn't bother me at all. And a lot of women, they kind of they they want that kind of thing, but at the same time they get turned off by that kind of thing. At the same time, they kind of live in this uh not Occam's razor, what is it I'm thinking of? Schrodinger's Schrodinger's relationship, Schrodinger's marriage. They want the traditional side of it, but they also want the modern side of it too. And you can't have those two things because they're diametrically opposed to each other. You can't have both things coincide. There are certain things you can do, like if you were to find a woman that would be perfectly fine you being the stay-at-home dad. In my case, there are women out there that would be perfectly fine with that. They're not expecting me to go out and do all the other traditional stuff. It's just like, okay, you wear those shoes, you wear those shoes. All right. I'll wear the shoes of the person that keeps house, raises the kids. But if you're gonna be the breadwinner, the provider, you got to wear those shoes too. You don't like it, and come home, I'll go back out to work. That's the way it works. You can't, if you're gonna chop and change things around, there's wiggle room somewhere, I think, but
see,
you really got to figure out what works for both you and your individual partner, because
see,
relationships are not one size fits all.
But see, here's the thing: you still are the leader, and you still took charge. You saying like, "Hey, this is something you want to do, so here's the plan. I'm gonna fall back, and I'm gonna take care of the house while you go out there and do things." That you're not fully submitting to your wife. You're still being a leader. You're just giving her a shot to do what she wants to do, and to figure out if that's if what she wants to do is the thing that's going to make her happy. I've talked about this with, and I'm gonna talk about what Donnie has said. I'm gonna do that what Donnie has said. I'm just gonna lead with this first. I talked about this with, let's say, if I was to date Kirsha or Leaflet. Now, both these women would be the financial breadwinners of the household if I was to be in a relationship with them. And let's say I got the Infinity Gauntlet. Boom, we're now in the universe to where I met one of these ladies, and we're dating, and we're at the point to where I'm moving in with one of them. What I would do,
Yeah.
I would still be in charge of the things, but what I'm gonna do, because she's the breadwinner, I'm gonna make sure that she is taken care of. So I'm gonna make sure I learn their schedules. I make sure they get up at the right time. I'm gonna make sure I learn how to cook and take care of the house and all that stuff. But while I'm doing that, I'm still gonna be building myself up. I'm still gonna be streaming. I'm still gonna be networking and all that stuff, so I can slowly build myself up to both, because both parties, both Leaflet and Kirsha, and there's more women out here that wants to do this. They're cool being a breadwinner, but they also cool with falling back and actually being. Kirsha always states that she wants to be the wife. She wants to be put in the kitchen. She wants to be pregnant, barefoot sandals in the kitchen, cooking. And Leaflet somewhat the same way. I don't know how she feels about pregnancy and all that stuff,
Well,
but she.
Kershie, hit me up, all right? Hit me up.
Mhm.
DM me on Twitter. I will be your himbo. I know she
Mhm.
likes her himbos. I am literally a himbo. A lot
You
of
gotta
people will tell you that. I am a himbo. So
You gotta go to that
Kershie,
gym
hit
a
me
lot
up.
more, buddy. She wants some swole, man. But that's the thing. I'm willing to still take charge, even though I have to fall back and let them do the thing, because they will be the breadwinner of the household. But I'm still the man. I'm still taking charge, even though they're making more money. I'm still taking charge, and I'm still budgeting the money. I'm still running the finances and all that stuff. I'm making sure everything's on point to where I'm making her job a lot easier. And as I'm helping them out, I'm still working on my end. That way, I can eventually become the breadwinner, or I make enough to where she can fall back, and we can still live like life how it is. But she can start falling back, and she can slowly focus more on the marriage. Uh, and that's the thing. I'm still being in charge. Let's see. Wait. Oh, Spider shooting his shot with no. No. I'm just giving an example. I'm not shooting my shot. Busy fun or work while getting paid six figures, getting all the benefits. No, I'm not simping. But okay, so go back with Donnie's argument. Um, yes, no, this is not going to be an easy text to fix this current climate of what's going on between men hating women and women hating men. This is not going to be an easy thing. It starts off with men going to their legislatures and lobbying against the government and saying no more foreigners. We need to go ahead and close these borders. No more of these H-1Bs. No more of these illegals. All that stuff got to go. Jobs got to go to Americans first. If you're not an American, the job doesn't go to you. It has to default to Americans first. We need to let these financial institutions fail. No more. What up, Key Lips? No more. Smuggleonis the same way. No more government backings for these colleges and these banks institutions. They need to be allowed to fail. If we start doing all that, that's going to change the economy a lot more. Let's see. Get rid of the illegals. Get rid of the H-1Bs. Go against legislate and lobby against BlackRock and Vanguard. They need to stop buying all these houses and stuff like that. It shouldn't be no company owning houses and stuff. Encourage men to go back and get a trade, because trades for the most part are safe against AI. AI is only coming at the jobs that essentially that a computer can do it. But trades never that would be the safest bet against AI. And more men need to start standing up and like I said, stop going to these OnlyFans whores and start standing up and saying no more. We don't want OnlyFans. We don't want these type of women. We want women that respect themselves. We want women with low body counts, not impossible body counts, because guys, it's gonna be impossible to find a woman. Not impossible. It's gonna be super hard to find a woman with a body count less than 5. I'm gonna be honest with that. Are there women out there? Yes, they're extremely low. But we need to
I
start
think it
demanding.
depends on that score, though. I think it's like if you're like a Christian and you're like actually a Christian, you know, you're
Mm-hmm.
not one of these fake ones that goes to church on Sunday, does that whole bit, but you know,
And
doesn't
then
actually,
party on
yeah,
Saturday
party
night.
and stuff like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. But like the proper, you know, devoted Christians like Dutch, for example, and the
Yeah.
Dutches, you know,
We need
you're
men holding
with
more men
women
accountable.
like that. Yeah, like women like that, who are believers like that. Yeah, you're probably gonna find, you know, ones with very, very low body counts or maybe even virgins, but you
Mm-hmm.
are gonna have to be a believer too to get anywhere near the women that are like that. You know, finding a virgin that's an atheist or a woman that's an atheist with a low body count these days is
Oh no, I'm not going.
very,
I'm not going at the
very,
powder or
very slim.
Magnemite.
It's very, very slim.
They're fun
And
girls, but no.
yeah, you know, it's very, very slim. You know, the thing is with atheism, you know, the atheist thing is because there is no such restriction on, you know, there is no, you know, no sex before marriage is not a thing if you're an
Mm-hmm.
atheist. So you can kind of go ham in that regard, and a lot of people do. Some people don't. Some people they do it a little bit, and then they kind of back off, and they want their wife, whatever, you know. But a lot
Mm-hmm.
of women these days, they kind of gone off the rail with it, mainly because I think it's because of the empowered women bullshit
Yeah,
thing.
they was sold that sex is work and the sex work is work, and no,
Yeah,
if sex work was actual work, then why at Walmart or McDonald's anything like that there's not a position that a sex worker can keep help keep the male employees satisfied,
mm,
or keep the male employees balls drained. If sex work was actually work, why can't there be a sex position at a Walmart or a McDonald's or anything like that, to where a woman services the
exactly. You
male
know,
employees?
yeah. I mean, they're like if you look at the red light district in
Mm-hmm.
Amsterdam,
Mm-hmm.
with the windows. That is basically it's a supermarket for sex, basically that whole street. I've never been there, but I know people
Mm-hmm.
who have, and they've shown me like pictures and stuff. Not that you're supposed to take pictures of the girls, but you know, they're just like, dude, it's literally like it is basically the nearest you could ever get to a sex supermarket, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um but over there it's legalized and regulated and all that kind of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
the big problem is with the internet and OnlyFans and Fansly and all that kind of stuff is it's not regulated. It's
Mm-hmm.
all there. It's all it's the wild west of online prostitution because that's what it is.
Yeah, I
It's
seen it.
online
Yeah, I can see.
prostitution.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. But what I'm saying is, sex work is not actually work. They just want to. They just trying to. It's just more propaganda to brainwashing women into defaulting to OnlyFans to get their bag, or take the fastest way to get a bag, and which is not the fastest way. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
it's the least fastest way. You don't sold your soul and your body to millions of people for essentially what, $125 a month.
Yeah, I mean, like you look at what's her name, Bonnie Blue. If
Mm-hmm.
you've seen Bonnie Blue, that thousand cock stare that she has, you know,
Yeah. Yeah,
like is it
and
really worth looking like that? Is it
and not
really worth
and
going
not
through
only
all that shit?
and not only shame on her, shame on the men, shame on the men that
Yeah,
participated in all that. My dude,
absolutely.
you want to be the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 10th guy? You coming behind a dude, and mind you, some of them weren't protection. So you're inserting your junk into a woman that had multiple other dudes, because junk in not only had their junk in her, but how many of those dudes, you know,